Hello on the rockers, gird your loins. We have the vixens of stage and screen, Carly Jibson from Hairspray, Crybaby, the Guestbook, and Emma Hunton from Wicked, Rent, Good Trouble, coming together for a little classic rock. Tell your dad I said hi. That's how I have to say it. I don't know.
I love that you said it like that.
That's perfect.
Get ready with me, your sassy host with the sassy most. Raise a glass. It's on the rocks.
Woo!
Thank you for being.
Life is a banquet, and most poor suckers are starving to death.
I'd like to propose a toast.
This is On the Rocks with Alexander, where I drink with your favorite celebrities as we talk about fashion, entertainment, pop culture, reality TV, and, well, that's about it. So pop a cork, lean back, and raise a glass to On the Rocks.
Fasten your seatbelt. It's going to be a bumpy night.
On the Rocks podcast, the place where two friends together there. I mean, I can't hear myself in my cans. I can't hear myself in my cans.
Oh, no.
You need bigger cans.
Girl, I don't know. COVID called and said, no more cans. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok at On The Rocks on Air, and on Facebook, On The Rocks Radio Show. Send me an email, book me for a pride, wedding, funeral, quinceañera, bris. I don't care, I'll show up. Info at ontherocksradioshow.com. Send us your comments, guest requests, and guest questions. The show's presented by Straw Hat Media. You can watch and or listen to our now over 395 episodes at ontherocksradioshow.com. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You can watch us on Apple TV, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook Watch, on GED Magazine, and I Love Gay LGBTQ, streaming with Pride on SVTV, and on Channel 31 in Boston, of all places. I don't know. Boston loves us.
Big in Boston.
Love Boston.
Okay. We proudly tape at UBN Go Studios, your one-stop place for podcasting. Tony, I still can't hear my own voice in the thing. I just want to make sure that I'm broadcasting my beautiful, sultry, baritone voice.
Tones.
I'm getting it.
Tones. Oh. I'm gonna need some vodka after this. She's like, I'm getting it.
I'm getting it.
You're not gonna tell your dad I said hi.
Listen.
That's so weird. That's when I heard that I'm being heard. Carly's like, they can
Heard
hear you
chef.
in Texas.
Heard chef. They got you in Boston, bitch.
All right, on that note, let's get the show on the road. Now I can hear. There we go. Carly Jibson, hailing from the Midwest, made the bold choice to move to New York when she was just 17. Who needs to do senior year of high school? She landed the role of Tracy Turnblad for the National Broadway tour of Hairspray.
That's me as Tracy Turnblad.
That's the woke
There we
version.
are. Yeah.
And then
there
we're
we
back.
go.
And then we're
That's
back.
the not Nikki Blonsky
Yeah.
version.
Oh, my God.
Well, we came coming in.
Why did we all stop?
2 minutes
Did you
in.
make a
Yeah.
note to
Yeah.
edit that? Did you make a note?
No, we're live.
Not the flag.
She brought Hairspray back to New York, not Nikki Blonsky, making her Broadway debut in the show. She also originated the role of Pepper Walker in Broadway's Crybaby, has appeared on stages all around, released her album Best of Me, appeared on TV in All My Children, The Guestbook, and Netflix's Holiday in the Vineyards. She's done parody musicals. She's been a Spice Girl. And now she's joining forces with our next guest. Please welcome Carly Jibson.
What's up?
There we go.
Oh my God! Look at that. Oh,
Gorgeous.
right. Get my good side.
Is that your best side? It looks so good to me.
Every side's your best
right.
side.
You got to
There
know
you
your
go.
sides. You got to know your Laura
Go.
angles.
I know my sides at Boston Market. My sides are macaroni,
Love
cheese,
Boston.
and
That is the third
weird.
Boston
I love
drop.
Boston, too, though.
I love the guys from Boston because they're meaty and they're like, "Ugh."
I had a psychic
Yeah.
tell me that I would meet the love of my life in Boston, and I haven't been back since.
Well, Boston does butt stuff. That's why I feel like that's why you like it, Emma.
You're in theater. You don't do butt stuff?
Of course I do.
Yay! Speaking of butt stuff, Emma Hunton. She's an LA native. She made her Broadway debut in Spring Awakening, did the national tour of Next to Normal, Off-Broadway in Rent, and also made Wicked history as the youngest U.S. alphabet
Yes.
by appearing in the national tour. She was a fan favorite as Davia Moss in the freeform series Good Trouble. She's appeared in Angel, Station 19. She's also appeared in a number of parody musicals as well, including The Exorcist. We're going to talk about that. And who can forget her powerful appearance in Edward Scissorhands? So good I had to see it 3 times.
Oh, she's the best.
And now she's joined forces with Carly Jibson to form the epic classic rock cover band, Tell Your Dad I Said Hi. I still don't know why I have to say it like that.
That
You know what?
accent.
It's perfect.
But even
It's
when I was
perfect.
typing it over, I was like, why is that in
It's
That's-
the year.
yeah.
It's the year.
We wanted it like that.
Perfect.
Of course. It's giving across the exact vibe that we were going
Perfect.
for.
It's very-
Perfect. They're making their debut in Los Angeles on Sunday, May 4th at the iconic Halloween Hollywood venue.
Hold on. Hang on a minute.
Hang on a
Now, hang on.
Come on,
a minute.
Exorcist.
Tell your dad I said Halloween.
That's going to be the name of your Halloween show now. Like, it's going to have to be.
It's gonna have to be.
Yeah. They're making their iconic
we're
LA
podcasting
debut
it.
at the 3 Clubs.
That's right.
Specialty
Yes.
cocktails, food trucks, dancers, and rock and roll.
Yeah.
Like, you have something better to do on Sunday Fun Day, the day before.
The day before.
We're celebrating in
Cinco de Mayo.
style.
Yeah.
There you go. I hope you have a piñata.
Okay, well,
Well, we have a food truck.
yep, we do a food truck.
There'll be tacos there for your dance.
You could hit it with a stick to make them move faster.
Make the tacos come out.
I'm sure half of your audience will be ready
Get the
to hit with
presents,
this
get the
stick.
presents.
It's like a taco vending machine.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Well, knowing your many gay fans, half the audience will be hitting with a stick.
A little bit,
Listen, little bit.
Please welcome Emma Hunton.
That's the best intro ever. I want that. I want that like at the bottom of my resume. Every single word that was just said.
They're like, your bio is
Starting
6
with,
pages long.
speaking of butt stuff, to
Ellipses.
Your agent's real happy right now. It's like,
Semicolon.
well, I guess she does butt stuff now. Let's call
Listen.
Minx season 4.
Oh, I think her reps would be thrilled to find out she's
They'd be like,
expanded
"Shoot,
her
we can
resume into
submit
butt
her for
stuff.
Max!"
They're like, finally, she's ready to do porn.
Oh, there we go. White Lotus season 4.
He's been asking
Oh my
forever.
God! Did you watch?
The finale.
Did you watch the finale?
So HBO Max sent me the screeners. They sent me episodes 1 through 5, and then I had to wait with everybody else. And then they
Oh,
were
no.
here's
Like the
6 and 7.
commoners.
But they refused to send the finale, so I had to wait and wait and wait and wait and wait.
That sounds right.
That is first world problems.
But we all saw
that
it, right?
I've ever heard.
Yes.
No,
Okay.
I don't
Oh.
watch.
Carly doesn't watch that or Severance, and it makes me really sad.
I couldn't get into Severance. I gave it two
Okay.
episodes.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Cheers to that.
Nobody
Cheers
watched
to that.
Vineyards and Severance.
I couldn't
Yeah.
get it.
I was just like,
Long.
what?
Severance?
What?
But
Yeah, I
I'd
was
be
like-
on it if
I'm
anybody
the only intellectual.
It's like waiting
in
for
the
Godot.
building.
It's like waiting for Godot. Do we really like it?
Yes,
no.
we love it.
You don't see a parody musical of Waiting for Godot, do you?
You know what?
yet.
I bet your Audi loves it.
Your Audi or your Audi, like
Your
an Audi
Audi.
belly
That's what I
button.
thought.
if
I was
you
like,
watch-
how did you know?
If you watch Severance, you would know.
Oh.
Oh, it's a deep cut for the fan.
It's really. It's like a first episode thing.
It was like a dose of NyQuil for me. I
It
was like,
really was. Cheers
But
to
who's
that.
the actress in it who I love, and I watched it just for her?
Patricia Arquette
Yes, I love her.
can do no wrong.
Right? Well,
Yeah, I love
she
her.
kind of did.
Oh, no.
Oh, she did? God, it's hard to keep up with
I
all the
can't keep up with
She
wrongdoing.
was in it. And Adam Scott's such a cutie, but
Is he problematic too?
no, I mean, it just the show was. I kept.
Oh, I love the
Oh.
show. I can't relate.
I like.
We're gonna have to pivot.
And
Back
on
to
that,
gay
Pivot.
things.
Now sponsored by Apple and HBO Max. Now
Perfect.
you've both done the show, but it's been a while
Yeah.
Yes.
since we've hung out, so we need to catch
Hot
up.
minute, yeah.
Oh, and just for our audience, we're going to be talking about hot topics from your career. So get ready
Hot
for
topics.
that.
Oh, I love
I love that.
It was like Hot Pockets,
I
but
love-
Hot Topic.
but hot
You're talking
topic.
to the hot. The people are like, oh, that college food, and I'm like, in college. I didn't
Yeah,
have 4
right.
this morning
Yeah.
while
Every-
watching Judge Judy.
Now that
Every
they made-
dyslexic person was like, right.
Yeah.
No, and now that they made the air fryer, Hot Pockets need a full research.
Because they took the sleeve away from us.
and as they should, because that was cancer.
It never.
That was cancer.
That was
Let's-
just
can we
killing.
just
We were. It was
agree?
killing trees.
What
That's
the
what it
fuck
was.
was
I've gotten
that?
worse
It was
for food.
CRISPR.
Okay.
It was a CRISPR.
It
But it was
yeah.
still soggy and sad.
Yeah.
But it's not a college food. It's a me food.
It's a person food. It's a people food.
But we have to know,
people up the people.
how did you both meet?
No.
When was that moment?
Okay.
I'll tell
okay.
the
no
radio
government
version,
names.
The radio version.
Okay. This
Oh,
is
I
big
wasn't even
trust
gonna go
right
that.
now.
I wasn't even gonna go that deep.
No, you can go that
You
deep.
can, but
Just
no
no
government
government
names.
Say Bert and Ernie.
Okay, Bert. Well, I don't even need to do that. So
This is actually the first night we
this,
met.
it
but
was
no government names.
17 years
love this.
ago at the Duplex in New York City on Christopher Street,
Shout out.
right off of the 1, 2, 3. And I watched Carly. Carly was hosting a concert or something of that nature.
Or
that
something.
night.
I was blackout.
It was
drunk.
Severance
Carly
the
She'd
didn't
also
even know what she
performed,
was
but
doing.
but there was something about her that I was like, oh, this person and I would get along like gangbusters.
Keep in mind, she was 17 at
no,
the bar.
I was older than that.
You
Because
weren't
I could legally drink.
No, not
Could I not?
no.
It doesn't matter in New York.
couldn't
whether you're
leave.
It doesn't
legally
matter.
did
No,
it
it
right.
wasn't.
I could legally
Because
drink.
I was 20. I was 23, and we're 7 years. You were 17.
I was
You
17.
guys are 7 years apart?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
I know.
I know. I'm so old and she's so young.
Danny.
No, but so
Go ahead.
she at the end of the concert or whatever it was. I don't even remember what it was
Memorable,
I was
memorable.
well
Mhm.
because
You're
I
being
was,
really nice. It wasn't a concert. It was mostly Sondheim, which
But
was an
I was-
open
That's
mic
great.
night.
But I was
iconic
mesmerized
thing.
by
That's
Carly
amazing.
because anyone who knows Carly, I tell Carly this all the time. She's one of my best friends. She's my sister. She is the funniest person in the room. No matter what room you're in, she can make you laugh at a funeral. Like she brings levity to any situation. Truly the funniest person I've ever met in my life. So as soon as I saw that on stage, I was like, I want to be friends with that. And I was there. I can't remember who I was with because I don't even think I'm friends with them anymore. But they were like, you and Carly Jibson would be best friends. And I met her really drunk.
Okay, you can do it. You can
And
say it.
she was hooking up with this person that we will not name.
I will not name her, but I was tongue deep down a girl's
Tongue
throat
deep down a girl's
Wait,
throat.
down a girl?
on
this is
Christopher Street.
like
Oh,
a
yeah.
with
cigarette.
Stephen Sondheim.
Like,
How
yeah.
dare you?
A cigarette
Stephen
in
Sondheim
each
makes you gay.
hand.
You heard it here first.
100%.
A cigarette in each hand, and I was like, I think I literally tapped you on the shoulder. I was like, "Hi, do you have a light?" Like, clearly you do. So you have like two. Like, I think you were like, "Do you just want this one?"
Best friends.
But like from that moment on, we became best. And I think like you stopped. I'm not giving you enough credit. You did stop. You talked to me after that, and like from that moment, you met me. The kismet. It was just obvious. Like so you click with certain people,
Yeah.
and you know that the energy is there. And I feel like I'm a woo-woo person, so I was like, as soon as I met her, I was like, we knew each other in a past life, and so
Yeah.
now I just need to meet you in this one. And as soon as we meet, you're gonna know that we're best friends, and we have been.
We've
ever
been
since.
crossing paths randomly over the years since then, ever since. And then we came back together. Like she went on tour and I was doing stuff. and
living
we-
our own lives.
Were you like beaches writing each other letters and the whole thing?
Well,
Or Snapchatting each other?
Like we'd see each other at parties and be like,
hey, love you. We've done
let's go have a full
Scream.
fat cigarette.
We did Scream together at
Yep.
the Rockwell, but
Rockwell.
we played
Yep.
the same role, so
Right.
we never got to see each
Yep.
other.
so weird.
Yep.
Right?
So like we would always cross paths, but it wasn't until I lost my mom in 2013. And when her mom got diagnosed with cancer, she found out on Thanksgiving. She reached out to me because I was the only other person that she knew to be like, "You've gone through this, whatever."
What
and
do I do?
That's really when we've been inseparable
and
ever
from
since.
that moment on, I mean, every day we've either spoken or seen each other.
Yeah.
And it's just, and now we live 10 minutes from each other, and I can't
And
go
this
That's the
project-
perfect
one day a
distance
week
between
without.
best friends, though.
Yeah.
10 minutes, like next door to a best friend, that's a
Right.
bit much. 10 minutes is the perfect.
It's
No,
perfect.
it's the perfect.
It's the
amount.
perfect
Get
amount.
a bottle of wine, your hot pocket,
Yep.
get in your
Yep.
slippers, and you're
She
here
gets in
10
her
minutes.
scooter because we don't drive
We don't
either. We're
drive.
New Yorkers, so
I
we
don't
don't
drive either. Well,
See?
because I'm her.
That's fair.
Oh my God, that gave me instant heartburn.
I burped.
I have that effect on people. She falls in love with you, and people like burp around me. Still single. Boop, boop.
Same.
But
Carly's married.
that's
She's
how
uninvited.
this.
I know,
Oh,
we're-
I know.
we're
and
jealous.
He's so hot. Can we
He's
just
so cute, and all the
talk about
pictures.
it?
are
And
about
he's in our
you.
band, so.
Oh,
Yes,
he
and
is?
he
Oh, that's
plays
right.
the bass in our band.
He made a post that he hasn't really played guitar. Now he's playing for you guys.
yeah.
That's a lot of pressure for him.
You know what? You're not wrong. And that man,
But
every
he
single
knows it.
day, he knows.
I mean, if he
takes
misses
it
a strum,
seriously.
there's no sex. There's
And
no
they're
butt
co-
stuff.
There's
No butt stuff
stuff.
that night.
Well, his name isn't Emma Hunton, so.
Yeah, but he's into butt stuff too, or I am. I don't know which way it goes. It doesn't matter.
You're married. If you are he. He is
Hey,
you.
yeah, we're married, so
Straight men are doing a lot of butt stuff lately. That's like the new thing.
well, it's not
It's like-
new. It's just we're normalizing it
But
finally.
that's very true. But
You know
can
what
the
I mean?
gays have something? Now the straights are wearing nail
Oh,
polish. It's like, can we? And now they're wearing dresses on the red carpet. Do we gays not get anything? Just to us?
You know what?
We don't
I
get
feel like I
brunches to
can
ourselves
speak-
anymore.
You're not wrong.
You never
We
did.
took everything from
That
you.
is true.
Damn
Damn
it.
it.
Brunches.
Hashtag ally.
As a white woman from California, I'll
Yes.
fight you on gay
She's like,
zoning
I'll
brunch.
speak
That's
on
true.
this.
That's the one. Thing.
Here's to the ladies who brunch. There we go.
Hey-o.
I said I think we accidentally invented brunch in high school when we like smuggled a bottle of champagne and we were like, here with some orange juice, it's fine.
I love that.
With a Lunchable.
What we used to do in high school
Charcuterie.
is. You guys are so adorable. I'm getting jealous just like I look at your wedding pictures and all your pictures like, oh God, how many wedding pictures can I see? We know you wore a dress, okay?
All right, I know. I was so
How about from this angle? How about from this angle? How about from this angle?
Ooh,
So
get
it's
all
gonna
the
be so
angles.
tan.
But in high school, we used to get a syringe of vodka and put it in an orange. And so all during class, we would suck on the oranges.
That
That's
is
so much
early
better.
stage alcoholism better.
That's so
Yay.
much better than what the girls in my high school did, which was so tampons.
And they put it up, yeah, because
Boofing. They were boofing.
Boofing. I never boofed.
it hits your bloodstream
I didn't
faster.
drink until I moved to New York.
They
And
were
I
like,
was
Have
like,
you boofed? I need to know right now.
I have
I need to
never,
no,
but men
don't
can
lie.
put it up their
Have you
butt.
funneled?
What's funneling?
People have funneled beer up their
Oh,
butts.
funneled? No.
That's
not
instant
beer.
bloat.
Beer.
That's instant bloat. Oh my God,
Girl,
go right to
I
the
live in
source.
instant bloat. Hot Pockets.
Oh, my Lanta. Hot topics. Wait, okay, so that's how we started this bullshit.
Yes.
Because, wait.
Honey, we're getting there. We're
know,
getting there. So, but I want to say, the gays and people in entertainment, especially gays in entertainment, we have a hard time supporting each other because there's a lot of backstabbing, there's a lot of jealousy, there's a lot of pop, 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 pop. Both of you ladies are on stage, screen, you're doing the musical parodies, you're doing the cabaret circuits. How did you make that choice to be like, well, I'm going to support this person in my life. This person's going to be my friend. I have friends that I love, and still when they get a gig or something, I'm like... But you guys support each other in such a way that's not posed. You don't have some people...
I'll say this. It's not easy with everyone, but I will say, like, for me personally, I had to make the decision. Now, both of us are similar in, like, I'm coming up on 24 years professionally. I know you're similar around the same time. You have to run your own race, right? Like, you're only really in competition with yourself.
That is exactly what I was going to say. My biggest competition is myself.
But you also can't tell that to your natural reaction, though. Like, even if I know I'm not appropriate
you're not
for
wrong.
this kind of thing, you're just like...
But here's the thing. Sometimes two things can be true at the same time.
Yeah.
You can both be in a famine and watch someone feast and have a difficult time witnessing that and also be really excited for someone that you love. Two things can happen at the same time. It's important to check yourself and not allow that emotion to override and turn into something envious. And that's the difference, right? It's like anytime, like we've been in a famine in this business. I don't know if you know or not.
Truly.
But then like Emma will be like, oh, I have a self-tape this week. Will you help me? I'm like... Oh, what's
Forgot
it
to
for?
press record.
What did you do?
What did you do?
But that's not personal. And then like I have my first thought of being like, fuck, man, I haven't had enough in like 2 weeks. But then it's not about me. And then you just help someone you love because if you really believe, if you're here for the right reasons, then there really is room for everybody. There is something for everybody. It's musical chairs. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's
I've
just
always said when I was doing Good Trouble, I had a couple of friends come up to me and say like, I just don't know if I can do it in this business anymore. And I said, look, it took me 22 years to become a series regular on a TV show. 22. And I'm a firm believer that the people in this industry, that everyone gets their moment. Yeah. It just is a matter of whether, like sometimes it hits really early for people and then they've got to learn to stick it out till the next thing comes. And sometimes it takes a long time for that first thing to hit. But if 90% of it, I would say, besides outside of luck and talent and knowing somebody, is just having the balls to stick it out. Because if you can have the balls to stick it out, that will eventually lead you to the job where you meet the person that you're lucky enough that will put you in the room with the person with the thing. Everything is a stepping stone to something. And, like, there is never an opportunity missed. So if you have the balls to just stick it out.
Yeah.
Like, why wouldn't I support my friend along the way? We're all building our own sailboat.
Sure. Yeah.
I'm just trying to get as many people in my sailboat as I can to teach them how to build their sailboat. Yeah. So when I spring a leak, I can hop over to your sailboat.
Yeah.
Well, and the other thing,
why wouldn't I root you on? You know,
100%. I
If
think
we all
the other
succeed,
thing,
we all succeed.
we all succeed.
the thing to remember too that I always tell people is you cannot qualify your existence by what you do. Do you know what I mean? Like it's such a separate thing. Hollywood is never going to be your wife. She is a hooker. Yeah. She's not going to love you. But that's the thing. Like everybody's like, oh, she loves me. No, she doesn't.
Does today. She
is
told
a
you she
lady
loves
of the
you
night.
today.
That is her job to make you think you're the most special, important person in the room, and she uses you and she moves on. So if you're smart, you treat it like a business and you use her. You understand that she is what she is. You get out of her what you need.
And put some in reserve, by the way, because you're going to need
Correct,
it
and save
later.
your fucking money and pay your fucking taxes.
I've got to stop burping directly into the microphone.
you just-
Do I have an effect on you too?
I've done it
Jesus.
like 3 times.
What am I,
I'm
heartburn
so
all of a
sorry.
sudden? But it's funny because the media also has a lot of power too. Like the media told us J-Lo wasn't famous anymore.
Right.
And then all of a sudden she wasn't
Right.
famous. Her tour got canceled.
But
her
she's
movie
not
wasn't
poor, so she's fine.
But in terms of the mentality of stardom,
Yeah.
we were told she's not famous anymore. It's
Right.
like, okay, even when Britney had her meltdown, oh,
Yeah.
we hate Britney. Then she comes back. We love Britney. It's
Right.
like, but what do we hate her or
well,
love her?
it's a joke, and you have to remember that.
Yes.
It's not real.
Well, that's why
It's
when
an
they say
illusion.
in Hollywood you have to hold on to yourself, like what they really are. It's not like losing yourself. It's like you have to hold on to your beliefs and what you know to be true.
And
your
to your
sense of
point,
fashion,
this is my holding on
And
to.
it's
This is
reality.
my
This
home
is
base.
my. This is literally it. This is it for me. Do you know what I mean? Like that's my fucking homie at the end of the day, no matter what.
Oh, that's my anchor. Like I can be spiraling and I can call her and be like, "Hey, I just need to know if I'm crazy."
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
like poor Garrett, her husband like knows that like
And
they're married, but that's my soulmate.
I was gonna say every good spouse knows there's
Yeah.
just a bum you just cannot step in. You just
Oh,
close
no.
the door and be like,
When I stay over at their house, if we're out drinking, like he brings her and me. He'll wake me up on the couch and be like, "Do you
Our
want to
little
take my spot
shot
in the bed?"
glass of-
A shot glass of ibuprofen and a bottle of water.
And then he goes to work because one of us has got
or
to have a
make
real
and
job.
then make us breakfast.
does he have any
And,
gay
like,
brothers?
No, he's not gay. He does have a brother, but he's not gay, and he's married and he has kids and he lives in Ohio.
Never mind. Anyway, on that note,
Next hot topic.
yes, I have to know the name of a classic rock cover bland. Not bland.
never.
Spicy. It's so spicy, it gives you heartburn. But
The callback.
tell your dad I say hi.
Tell your dad.
Where does this name come from? What does it signify?
Well, it's so Carly and I are, we're hot and we're young-ish, but we're not young, some spring chickens. So we get hit on a lot by guys, by young
little
babies, and it's like, you're cute, you're a little too young for me, but tell your dad.
Tell your
I
dad I
said
said
hi.
hi.
And
Tell your dad I
because-
said hi.
So classic
That's
rock
funny.
growing up, to us was so instrumental in our like musical development, but it's now known as dad rock. Because it's the music your dad listens to. So when we were thinking about doing this classic rock cover band with like rock music, it was like, tell your dad I said hi, because that's
Because he's gonna love this. Because
'Cause your dad's
our
gonna be
favorite.
stoked.
He's gonna love every single song that we do.
and
He's
I'm gonna sit on
know
his
every
face and
song.
spend his money.
Yep. And I'm gonna become your stepmom.
But that is very funny. So what I wanted to know is, what is your relationship to classic rock? Why classic rock? We expect two stage divas to do like For Good and Defying Gravity every other minute.
Boo.
But you're taking a total turn
Great.
from this. We're going to get into that too. What is your relationship to classic rock before starting this band?
I mean, we bonded over the fact that we both vocally never really fit the bill for classic musical theater. And that was one of the things that we bonded over immediately. And
We were the risk
Right.
for traditional
Yeah.
musical
Yeah.
theater.
I can see that.
So
we
At
always
that
had
time,
edgier
we know that theater
voices.
has changed
Now it's
now.
different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, like,
now
but
they're like
vocally-
Kimberly Akimbo, or I didn't see it. Is that? I don't know. I didn't see that.
Giving
shit.
opinions and stuff I didn't see. I love it.
one of the rare
That's a
musicals.
Carlyism, though.
One of the rare musicals that I would say wasn't a rock score at all.
Really?
Truly.
Okay.
Pattern,
There you go.
Janine
But it's
Tesori.
like Carly Jibson and Carousel.
Not so much, right? It's not working. It's not working.
and so I think it's something when you're raised on that kind of music,
Yeah.
that's what brings that extra spice and that extra flavor.
It's also just an iconic genre of music that just holds its weight in any time era, right?
Yeah, my
100%.
mom raised me on The Who,
Same.
and I got to bring her for her 50th birthday to go see The Who
That's
at
amazing.
the Staples
Yep.
Center, which
Same.
is like how
Well, not
how
same.
ma-
The
how
The Staples
often,
Senior Center. Yeah.
Yes, but
Before it
how
was
often
Crypto Bitcoin.
before it was crypto Bitcoin. That was
How's
that's
your
I'm
crypto
dating
doing now?
myself. It was that long ago. She was alive, but
Remember when our moms were alive?
R.I.P.
That's
Pour
on
one
the-
out for my homie.
That's on the list too, just so you know.
I was gonna do it.
Oh,
Yeah.
great.
Oh,
We'll do
Dead
that,
Moms
yeah.
is on the list.
Yes!
Let's fucking go.
Let's go. Dead the Mom's the musical.
Because you know, because you're.
We're gonna talk
yep,
about
Yep.
it.
Okay,
Yep,
got
yep,
it.
yep, yep.
Yum.
I'm gonna
So
pour
we're
another
jumping
one.
the gun.
Let's
We're
pour one
jumping
out.
the gun.
Let's
We
pour
gotta.
one out.
But I do have to say, classic rock, all generations and all different
Yes.
gay, straight, old, young, rich, poor, everybody can kind of respond
Yes,
to classic
and you
rock.
can expect like Tom Petty and Patti Smith and Zeppelin and
Joan
Meatloaf.
Jett, and we
And
got
I know I was like hoping
like oh my god, no, you want me to keep going?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh.
I'll jump in too. No,
I'm you
Hole
named all the people that I've
and,
named.
Oh,
and
I have to tell you
yes.
about my Courtney Love story, but
Oh.
we're going to do that
Hole?
offline.
Okay.
I have such a
love
Courtney
an
Love
offline
story, you
story.
won't even believe it, and it's 100,000% true.
I bet I will.
I believe
it.
that.
I already believe
I
it.
honestly, I don't think I've ever heard a story come out of your mouth that I've been like, I don't believe that.
We have a song called "She Loves My Cock"
yes
that we sing by a band called Jekyll.
Jekyll,
that
yeah.
no one knows, but it's
no
so
clue.
funny.
But they recently played in Los Angeles. They played
Yep.
last night.
oh, you're tonight.
No, they're playing
Tomorrow
tomorrow
night.
night. They're playing tomorrow night. If you're a fan, of
Not us
Jekyll.
doing
Are you guys
press for
gonna go?
Jekyll
Yeah.
at the Whiskey. They're playing at the Whiskey.
No, we're not going to go because we have a band rehearsal on
Oh,
Thursday.
we have our
We're
band
trying
rehearsal
to
on
Thursday, so we're trying to be good
responsible
Judies.
babies.
But all these musicians you're talking about, these are voices that you can wrap yourself around.
Yes.
That they're storytellers
Oh, girthy.
as much as they're musicians.
Yes.
And we know the both of you are supreme storytellers. So this is perfect material for you.
Yep.
It really is.
Yep.
I mean, we went over our set list together the other day and just divvying up sort of who sings what and who comes in on what harmony and like going over Stevie Nicks music. Like never in a world like we went and saw Stevie Nicks a couple years ago.
Tell the story.
Do you want me to tell
Remember
the
when
story?
I
feel bad for the people sitting next to you because there's no way that they
No,
were
you
part of
guys.
it. You did your own show, I'm sure.
So remember how I told you the first time that she met me, I had my tongue down a girl's throat. And like I came from, as an elder millennial, I came from an era where like we weren't super into labels. I'm fine that people are. We just weren't, right?
100%.
So I wasn't like, I'm bisexual, I'm this, that, the other. I met Garrett, I fell in love, I got married. But for whatever reason, so she took me for my birthday to go see Stevie Nicks.
Stevie Nicks in
We
the
were
Hollywood
at the
Bowl.
Hollywood Bowl. We had great fucking seats. And I was a little overserved. Not my fault.
I
Stevie Nicks.
overserved her.
I was slightly overserved.
It was her birthday.
Why am I
girl.
doing the Nixon? No one would even get this, but I
Stevie
just
Nixon, the cover band.
Stevie Nicks.
I'm not a crick.
on the edge of.
Seven
So, anyways, halfway through it, I turn around. I have this like epiphany.
She's
This
got the
cathartic-
biggest grin, and there's also tears.
I'm gonna
going down her
reenact it
face.
for you.
Please do
without
it.
falling. And I go like this. I turn around and I go,
Your good side.
I'm gay.
And I just looked at her and I went,
Her and Chad go,
I know.
And I had this like epiphany where I was like, but you guys, I'm gay as fuck. And they were like, are you just
new? I met you. You were
hearing
making
this
out with a
out?
woman.
I was like, oh yeah.
And Stevie's like, keep it down.
No, and then the best,
He
the
was like,
best part is that her husband picks us up, and she's like, "Garrett, I have something very serious to tell you." And he's like, "What's?" Like thinking, he's thinking like, "I've lost the credit card."
Right.
And she's like, "I'm gay," and he was like, "Duh."
He was like, I know who I married.
I
And
know
next.
who I married.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm gonna be
oh,
dropping
so
you
I'm the
off. Are you
last
coming
to
over for a
know.
last drink?
See, but I love that, and that's why like labels. No.
Yeah, right.
Fuck
See,
labels.
the-
Queer questioning, I don't care. Just
Labia,
fluid, I don't-
schmabia.
yeah.
You know, like they say.
Everybody's a little bit gay.
Everybody has lips. Anyway, on that note, so being friends and being cast in the same show is a little different than putting a show together.
Yeah, it's hard.
And I've lost certain friendships in putting a show together because you have creative differences, even though you're best of friends.
Right.
There has to be some sort of ego. It's like, you know what? That's my solo, that's my harmony, whatever. How did you put the show together? Because it does shift the friendship a bit because it's a business as well. It's not just let's put on a
Do you
good
know what's
show.
funny?
It's been the
we almost did it
easiest.
in reverse, in the way where instead of being like, I want this to feature me, we both came in being like, I think you
you should
do
take this one.
I think you should do this song. You should be because
should
we are
sing on
just
this part.
at the end of the day, we are such genuine fans of each
We
other.
are each other's. If you go on either of our YouTube searches, if you go on mine, it will be
I saw-
the search is Carly Jibson. On
I thought
hers,
it was
the
the
search
same.
is
It was
Emma
the same.
Hunton.
It was so weird because I did notice. I'm like, wait, who was I looking up? Am I having Alzheimer's? Like, what?
It truly,
It's
like
so
we,
incestuous. It's White
It
Lotus
is.
season
we
3.
are,
It
we're-
really is.
we are each other's biggest fan. And I know it sounds crazy because I just think we do live in a world where particularly women are
Yeah.
pitted against each other, and we
Yeah.
are made to think that we are supposed to be each other's
or
enemies.
that there
just
can
because
only be one.
there can
Especially
only
there
two
can
strong
be
women.
fucking two.
there can be
100%.
five.
There
Yeah.
can be yes, exactly.
there-
You could be
like-
Spice Girls, but
Yes,
you guys just
But
were.
the thing is,
and
is
two of
that-
them can fuck and ruin the band.
and ruin the band and break them up forever. But where
The
you
song
get,
is, if you want to be my lover, you got to get with my friends. So how
Sponsored
did
by
you-
Hermes.
not if you want to be my lover, you got to be my friend.
If you want to be my lover, you gotta go
be
down
in my
on
band.
You got to do butt stuff with my friend.
Yes, and that's what they should have just spoke from their
Back to
heart.
butt stuff.
But creatively, putting a show, how did you know what music you had to incorporate? Or actually, here's a better question. What do you want the audience to get from the show? What is the message of the music that you have put together? What story are you telling?
Just have a good fucking time. Life is really hard right now.
Yeah.
Living in the apocalypse is nearly fucking impossible every day. Just come, spend $20, have a beautiful cocktail, and rock your cock out. Like, just have a good time because it's too hard.
I think it's also like on that note, this is music we grew up to as children that was already established music that our parents grew up
Yeah.
to, and we have great memories associated with them when we hear them. How can, like, everybody does, like there's
It
a
taps
memory
into
of,
that.
of cooking in the kitchen or
Yeah.
cleaning the house or like being outside at the park
100%.
for your friend's birthday when
You're
you
so
hear
right. You're
or
so
like
right about
being
that.
out in a club in
Yeah.
New York and all of a sudden Patti Smith because the night comes on and
Right.
you're like,
Yeah.
I
Which we
remember,
are doing. That's another
which
one
we
I
are
forgot
doing.
about.
I love that song.
It's a great song.
And with everything going crazy, so this is such a juxtaposition. We just had Stephen Sondheim's old friends here in Los Angeles.
Yes.
And going back to classic Sondheim, you saw so many different people in the audience, but everybody came together.
Right.
Because it's that safe space. It's like coming home, like you said.
Yeah.
We don't have to be political. We don't have to do anything. We can just relax and listen to music that sounds good and makes us feel comfortable.
Yeah.
And especially when you've lost a parent, every meaning of every song, I don't care if it's like a sex
Takes
song,
on a new-
it takes
It
on
takes
a
on a
whole
new
different
meaning.
Yeah, it
meaning.
does. Yeah, it
Well,
does.
theater also has a wonderfully, beautifully horrific way of breaking down your walls and bringing people together in a way that you sometimes don't want to.
Right.
Like you see people's side and opinions and perspective. It's the thing I love the most about theater and the thing I hate the most about theater,
Right.
because it really just makes you the most vulnerable, your most vulnerable state. And then you're walking out of that theater, and like, because you've had such a visceral response, there is no hiding. Like, everyone's just like, oh, got me again.
Right.
And then you think about it that night. You can't sleep, and then you wake up with
And
your
you're
coffee, and you're thinking about
it
these
the next
messages.
day.
and all that.
Like,
Yeah.
I have
It stays
tickets,
with you.
I have
Yeah.
tickets to see Parade in June, and I'm already like, I've never gotten to see that show live. I fell in love with that show when I was 9 years old.
Wow.
Like, based off of the
6 weeks ago.
of the recording. Right? My Botox is
My God.
nailing it. But I've always wanted to go see that. So when I saw that they were coming out here, my friend Talia is playing Lucille in it. My friend Charlie is the music director. Max is playing Leo Frank. It's going to be such a beautiful production. I bought tickets as soon as they were available. Like, that is my Super Bowl. Like, the way that straight men prepare to go see the Rams play. Like, I was like, I'm going to go see Max Church.
I'm
And
so proud
Charlie's
of you for
Character
naming a
Parade.
sports team just now.
Thank you.
You
the
pulled
best
that
of-
out of your pussy.
I didn't. I
Not the
watch
best of the sports
sports
team, but it was a sports
When
team.
you
ball.
make me.
I'm just a Lions
No,
fan.
I love football. That's it. I don't.
But to your
and
point
baseball.
about like when with the dead mom shit or just any grief, like music does take on those nostalgic, cathartic moments that like
It unifies
live to-
everybody.
They take
Music
on
and
a,
grief
Yeah.
unifies everybody.
Damn.
Generation, wealth, class,
That's
sexuality,
cathartic AF.
religion. It just
It
unifies.
is.
And in a way that pop music doesn't, like, pop and rock music can bring people together and evokes the same sort of memories, but there's something about the way theater songs tell a story that is, and sitting down and like watching this sort of like emotional horror show with a group of strangers that like bonds you. There's like, I love theater.
2 months 2 months after my mom died, I had to go review Into the Woods.
Oh
Jesus.
no.
And my
no
mom-
one is alone.
Right,
So, here's the
right,
thing.
right.
My mom used to play the first 3 years I did cabaret. My mom played all my gigs, and the only song we did over and over and over was "No One Is Alone."
No.
And the last time I did cabaret was about 2 years ago, and she played it for me because it's like, oh, my mom come back on stage because we always did that song. Sitting through that, the guy I sat next to didn't even know him. During intermission, he said, if I get a little emotional during Act 2, just know I just lost my mom.
Oh my.
So we held each other's hands. And then he's like, I just wrote a children's book about grief, and it was published. It's out there. And so we've been friends ever since.
Oh my God, I love
How
that.
crazy is that?
But it's not crazy because that is the kismet shit that starts to happen to you when you go through that. I mean, that is it just sets you on a forked path in a different way where you start to find people that fill that narrative in your life in a different way, and it is,
And that see you, that make you
Yeah.
feel seen, and then
because
that's
you see life in a different way. Do you know what I mean? Like you don't
everything
look
changes.
at everything.
Even
yeah,
going to the
it's a new
grocery store,
color.
it changes.
It's a new color,
Yes.
and it's not
Yes, it does.
necessarily good or bad.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, now I have to live with this thing that I never knew I could.
I
feel
thought about this.
before.
I'm coming up on this year will be 12 years, and I'm like, God, I'm coming to a place where I'm like, it's just learning to live with the sadness because the sadness doesn't leave
Never
you.
goes away.
So you just learn to live with it, and you still have moments of joy, and it's still fun, and it's still worth it, and it's still joyful in parts. But there's just this thing all the time that's always just.
All right, well, let's
Not
talk about it.
quite
This
there.
was on the list,
Yeah,
so
let's
let's
go.
talk about it.
Let's go.
Last time you were on the show, we talked about your mom and working through that. I had no idea I was going to be in the Lost Moms Club the next time that you were in the
And
studio.
I met your mom, and
Oh, she loved
God.
it. She's like, Carly's in the guest book, and I'm watching every episode. I'm like, yes, we know, Mom. You're a
Most
big
incredible.
fan. And,
Me too.
and you're lost. Like, how insane is that? We're so young. This is not
know.
supposed to
I'm
happen
so
at our
sorry.
age. Well,
Yeah.
and I'm sorry, too.
yeah.
I want to know, we as artists, how did you move past that?
Oof.
And on to what you were saying, that grief does not go away.
Yeah.
So when I tell people I cried, almost every day, and then I feel good. But people around us don't understand that
Yeah.
grief. And even though it's the thing that unifies us, it's the thing that people are the scaredest to talk about.
It's true.
Yeah,
No one handles grief like Americans do in the wrong way.
Right.
100%.
Like, we really do. I mean, when I found out my mom was diagnosed, we talked about it. I reached out to Carly, and when my mom was passing, I was on set for Good Trouble, and I was filming, and I got the text from hospice, and they were like, hey, it's looking like it's going to be within the next 24 hours, and I just was like, I have to go. I have to go right now. And I was really lucky to be on a set like Good Trouble where
Such a
they
great family
they
of
just
people.
got it. And I'm not gonna lie, my first response was not I have to go. My first response was I have to finish my job. And God bless Josh Pence, who played Dennis on that show. He was like,
"Get out of here.
if you don't leave
Yeah.
right now, I'm going to go up them and tell them that you're done. And he did. God bless him. And he drove me to the hospice center to say goodbye to my mom. Wow. And it was a weird thing of like, do I go back to work? And they were like, take as much time as you want. And I said, no. And she had passed on like a Friday, and I said, I want to be back at work on Monday.
You need that kind of.
I said I needed that.
Yeah.
I needed to work through it.
You need normalcy.
And everyone was like kind of walking on eggshells. And as
That's
you
the
know,
weirdest feeling is other people. It's like,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then, you know that the thing that comes with your parent passing is that the dark humor then replaces
Sure.
that parent, and then you are making jokes that sometimes people are a little uncomfortable with, but you're like, my mom died, not yours.
Right.
yeah, oh
I
my
love
God.
And this is how I cope with it.
This is, yes.
And I always and
Yeah.
really when people don't accept humor as a response, I always say it is the natural way of life
Yeah.
for a child to bury their parent. If it had been the other way around, my mother would have never survived. Did she leave too soon? Yes. Was it way too painful and aggressive? Absolutely. Did I hate seeing her that way? And would
Yeah.
I take it back if I could? 100%. But if it had been the other way around, my mother never would have survived that. And
That's a powerful comment because
Yeah.
I understand that statement 100%.
and it
Yeah.
doesn't make it fair.
No.
But it is the natural way. It is the circle of life. And I would have loved to have had 20, 30, 40 more years with her. It changed my whole perspective. I went from being married to wanting to have children to now I'm like, I don't think I want to have kids. Like, I don't think I can do that without her. So it's, and I'm okay with that. But like it has changed my life in such a profound way and has somehow made me the person that I was always supposed to be. So how can I get mad? As unfair and as angry as I am, how can I get mad at the way it's affected me, at least?
I love everything you just said. And us as performers, we also think of the times that our moms drove us to our voice lessons and our dance lessons.
I bet
and
this
waited in the
has to
car
work
during our
out.
first audition.
Because she gave up everything
Yeah.
for me to do this. So that's why I fight to make this. Like, there is no other
100%.
career option. She
100%.
gave up a 6-figure career working as a toy developer for Disney to become a waitress so that she would have flexible hours to take me on auditions when I was 8. Wow. Like,
Oh, Erica.
Erica, R.I.P. Pour one out for
R.I.P..
Erica and Renee.
Erica and Renee. And for
Oh, I thought we were going to...
And your
no,
mom.
we're doing it. We're doing it.
Yeah.
We're doing it. I'll do it. I'm not a pussy. I spilled. The nervousness that we all felt.
As a Virgo, I'm screaming.
I'm a Virgo, too. I'm the worst
God,
Virgo, though.
I'm with 2 Virgos. Now, I wouldn't have fucking
See,
agreed
it's
to
clear,
this
though,
if I
so
didn't
I'm
know.
I'm
like,
the
I
worst
can-
Virgo. But you know what I found out that I could do things that I never thought I could. My mom and I were so close, and I
Yep.
was a mama's boy.
Yep.
I mean, even to the point if I got a flat tire,
Yeah.
she would call AAA.
Right. Yes.
Right? Because
Yes.
I would just, oh, Mom, or, I'm moving in a new place. Can you arrange the cable?
Yes.
When are they going to be
My
here?
mom made the dentist appointments, and I was like
Yeah.
25.
I always say that my mom's death was the best and worst thing that ever happened to me. Obviously, the worst for obvious reasons, but the best was I was forced to become the strongest version of myself as a result of it. And what makes me the most sad, the part of it is the unfairness, right? It's the injustice of it all. That because she was 57 when she died and she gave up her whole life so that I could have mine, she didn't get her time in the sun. That's
Right.
the part I cannot make peace with. That's the hardest part of it all. And the other part, I talked about it in therapy today about she's all of her hard work. Like now I'm like, oh, you were right. And I wish I listened. Now, 12 years later, I'm the best version of myself. I'm not the shitty, bratty, fighting you,
Ungrateful kid.
ungrateful version of myself. Like, I'm the best version of myself, and it's because of you. But that was when I decided that, like, when the anxiety came, when the frustration came, when this isn't right, what do I do part, I just think, like, it can't be for nothing. And her life then becomes in vain if I don't take all of this and do something right with it. And I don't just mean succeed. It isn't about success. It's about becoming the girl from Michigan, the trailer park, came from nothing. Mom worked 3 jobs, picked blueberries one summer so I could go to theater camp. It's be a good person in the world. Give back. Don't walk by homeless people. Ask questions. Like just being the best version of myself and not taking any of this for granted. I said to Garrett yesterday, I was like, baby, we are doing it. Like we're healthy. We're here. We're in love. We're not struggling month to month. Like like we're not rich, but like we're doing it. And I never want to take that for granted. Like my mom always used to say about my dad prior to them getting divorced is like, she's like, baby, we had life by the balls and he couldn't see it. And he ruined it with his choices. And it was like, I think about that all the time. I say that I'm like, we got fucking life by the balls.
Yeah, but you're not
And
going to screw it up.
That's what keeps me in the like this kind of shit. Like not, and this isn't a weird way we'd be like back to the show, but like in this kind of stuff, I'm like, this is the stuff where I'm like, this is it. Like we got life by the balls right now.
There have been so many times where we've been like, it feels like a little bit like girls at a sleepover, but we'll like look at each other and be like, we're in a band.
We're in a band.
We're doing like we've
We're
talked
doing a
about
thing.
this for
10
it
years.
started off as a joke of saying we
yes.
should do a cover band of Heart called Hard On. And it was just a
That's how
really
it started, like
it was
10
just a
years
really
ago.
good punchline at a bar.
Yep.
It was like Carly and I are starting a Heart cover band called
It's
Hard
called
On.
Hard On, and everyone would be like, ha ha,
Ah.
and it would be like,
And then we'd be like, we should actually do a band. And like we shouldn't like exclude it to just Heart. Like there's a lot of
And we could
songs
do
we
more
like.
songs.
We can
I'm
do
like,
we
we
can
could
do a
we'll
lot of
do
dad.
it.
Let's do a
But
dad
then
rock song.
she would film a movie, and I would be the thing, and then she would be the
Schedule
thing.
it.
And we just never
had
came
the
together at the
time.
time, and now here we are because the industry is trash, and we
And we finally get to do
ourselves
this.
in-
It's like and
it's the best.
It's almost like the
time.
world saying, "Hey, pay attention to your guys and tell your story
Yes.
from right now."
And you know what?
Yes.
Since the second we've decided to do it, it has been the easiest thing we have ever, like everything has just fallen into place. The venue is like whatever date you want.
We're being
Neft has
sponsored by
us.
Neft Vodka, which is super fucking cool.
They used to sponsor the show for a year. I love
up.
Neft.
Love
Vodka.
Neft.
Oh my God, we love Neft.
In fact, I think we have shot glasses still here from them. They love supporting, and they support Strut Gay Nightclub in Orange County, by the way.
Oh, see, we love.
See, we
to
love
hear
Neft.
that.
We love
Hello,
Neft.
Neft.
This
come,
one's-
come back as a sponsor since I'm going to tell your dad I said hi.
Tell your dad I said hi.
Alex, the way you keep saying that accent is a paid
It's
accent.
It's
my
like we
mind,
need it.
though.
We need it on recording so that if
But
we
it's
ever
in my
develop
mind.
anything that's like
It's
at
just
the
gonna
end,
be
it's like,
you
tell
doing.
your
I'm gonna be like,
dad
I need
said
you to
hi.
do it into your phone so that I can.
You know,
just
there's an
steal
HBO
it.
Max about you guys taking kind of that. It's a surreal, real, but it's not. You know, one of those kind of
Yeah,
shows
we'll produce it.
where you guys are traveling around
We're
the
down.
U.S. and all these different cities, and you're just like, yeah.
Well,
Tell
we might
your dad I
not. We
said
might
hi.
not be doing that. So
Oh, trademark. Trademark.
I love screaming.
Oh my God. You don't say that on an entertainment podcast. Trademark. Trademark. Ah, all right. No,
Wait, hot topics. Wait, this.
No, finish the sentence. Finish the sentence.
No, I'm just laughing that we were just like, let's talk about dead moms. I think everyone's like, ba-na-na-na.
We have a lot of entertainment people that
We
listen
have
to the
fun.
show. And I love when people, and you ladies are so real, you're so intimate, and you're sharing everything. We know a lot of this is smoke and mirrors. It's like best. And I've had guests on the show, and we're just like, oh God. It's like, oh, life is wonderful, and blah, blah, blah. I want to know, we as actors, no matter if it's a community theater show we've done, at the end of a major project, there's always that,
Cast party.
there's that. It's like, Plan B. Sponsored by Plan B.
I've never been to a theater party where I've been required to.
I wouldn't be mad though if we got sponsored by Plan B. They're
Oh, I would love to
$50
be.
a pop.
They're $50 a pop, and they're like, and with healthcare being what it is up in the air, I know people who are like hoarding it,
Smushmortions not being legal
not being
anymore.
illegal.
And poppers.
I love me a
VCR
popper.
cleaner. We love her.
Oh, I met her in Fire Island. I have a really funny story about that. Probably.
You know
you
who
actually
introduced
did
me to?
poppers?
And it was an accident.
I was going to say, why does a girl do poppers?
No,
No,
I almost
I-
said a government name.
I
but
had someone. This was like 15, 20 years ago. In
ours is
Fire
the
Island.
same person, by the way. We talked about this.
Oh,
Is it NS?
was. No.
Initials NS?
No.
Oh.
No, his name is Zen.
No, I know who you're talking about, but no.
That
no.
was mine.
Mine was
She was like,
CH.
smell this. And I was like, what?
CH.
CH, but not
Charlie
in the,
Hunnam.
not in the industry, and like a lawyer. So
I don't believe you,
still not,
but I think you tried to
No.
throw us off the trail.
When we
No,
know
I'm
she's-
not. I
When
promise
we hear about
you.
a lawsuit
I
that she's
think
getting
she's trying
sued,
to
it's
throw
I
us
pinky
later.
promise. I
She
pinky
tried to throw
promise.
us off the
No,
trail.
this person's not an actor. But I was sitting.
Not a famous person.
Not a famous person. Truly, I was sitting in a pool, and
Of your own.
I was going to say,
a
dot,
pool
dot, dot.
of water. And this is actually a really funny story.
The way she
so
said water.
I already know it is.
The way this house is set up, so like if this was the pool, right? This was the jacuzzi.
Can everyone see what you're doing?
I don't know. You guys can.
No, but look, kid, bring it back a
I'll
little.
bring it back. Okay. So
Okay.
Helen Keller's like, no, I can't see what's happening.
Okay, here she
this
goes.
is a pool.
Okay.
Okay.
The upright pool.
This is the jacuzzi.
Same
Right?
size.
And well, it's just a little bit further ahead of it, but there's a
Depth perception.
fence that's right here, but the fence stops.
Oh, I love this story. I know this story.
Oh,
So
okay.
this friend of mine comes out to me in the pool and goes, "What does this smell like?" And I say, "Lemons." And then I go, "Wait, no, give it back." And I go, "Hand sanitizer." And he goes, "You fucking idiot, those are poppers." I was like, "What are poppers?" So he's like, "Are you joking?" And I was like, "No, I don't know what poppers are." And he's like, "I'm so sorry."
Did it
He's
make
like,
you laugh or anything?
You're about to have the
No,
craziest.
because it's coming. Because
He's
it's
like, "You're about to have the
3,
craziest
2,
45
1.
seconds of your life. Nitro. Just hold on." And I was like, "Okay." So he's like, "You might want to get out of the water, though," because he didn't know I'd never done it. He didn't know if I was just gonna like fall in or what. So he's like, "Just get out of the water." I was like, "All right." So I walk.
I love the sound effects.
I'm gonna get into
ASMR.
the jacuzzi, right? Because I'm like, okay, well, if I'm gonna have a crazy experience, let me like sit in a nice warm jacuzzi, right?
With
So
the jets?
The fence doesn't stop. So
Better than the sharks.
The fence stops, right?
God, this one.
So gay.
So I think that the floor doesn't stop because the fence has stopped.
Oh,
I
right.
fall into an 8-foot deep marsh.
Oh,
Realize
Fire Island,
as I'm
marsh.
falling, that I'm falling, and I'm like, and now it's been 45 seconds, so I'm sobering up from this thing that I just smelled, and I turn around and I land on my back on what was the rest of the fencing, right? So someone's clearly already done this before. So they pull me, and I look to my left. There is a deer munching on weeds. I could not make this up if I tried. So this person now pulls me out of this marsh.
Not
They're
a famous
"Why don't-"
deer.
Not a famous deer. "Why don't you sit in the hot tub and relax your back?" Right? Because there's now a bruise forming like a lightning bolt from my right shoulder to my left hip. Like just go and like, thank God I didn't break my
this
neck.
is an HBO Max series. 100%.
Truly. So I'm in the second time was my fault. So I'm getting hot in the hot tub, and I'm like, "Ooh, let me sit on the edge of the hot tub."
Oh my
And
God.
I'm starting to sweat, and I lean back and I fall into the same 8-foot deep marsh.
And Bone Yang is at the bottom, like, get out. I'm trying to make a movie.
All I hear are like 8 gay men going, "Jesus Christ, I think she did it again."
You mean they didn't go, oops, she did it again?
No,
That was a
they're not
missed
musical. They're not
opportunity.
musical.
Well, even the non-musical gays are
these were
Britney musical.
This was the craziest party that I've ever gone to at Fire Island because
That didn't
none
sound
of them
that
were
crazy.
theater performers. One was a
Oh,
lawyer. One was a rocket scientist. I was like,
There's
I've never
always
never hung out with smart people in my life until this.
And never
one
again.
party. Never again.
That's
Never
a
again.
compliment.
That will
Tell your dad I
not
said
when
hi.
you fall into an 8-foot deep marsh twice. That's my story. That's my popper's story.
Yes.
Thank you.
She got
I've
a
never told
fucking-
anyone that story outside of like
There might be
private
an
I
parties.
can't wait for us to leave here, and she's going to be like, "Did I
Did I tell the
tell
story
the
about
popper
poppers?
story?"
There might be an
Live
Emmy
in there.
nomination in this podcast.
Could you imagine?
No,
Are
but
you
my
just
point-
raw dogging it with a Svedka bottle?
It's not Neft. Neft, where did you go?
Hey, Neff.
Snefka.
Hey, Neff. Hey,
Nefka.
Neff. This is my dream.
Okay, but back to our point.
Oh, right.
Back to poppers.
Which one, though?
There's always that moment like after a show, and you know you did Hairspray, and there was all this hoopla. You did it with Michael McKean, and
so much hoopla.
and then Good Trouble. You were like the fan favorite, and this was like the hot show on Freeform. But also even smaller shows that we do.
Yeah.
We take our final bow, and then there's the cast party. We're like, oh, that was so fun, and the next
Yeah.
day there's like, oh, there's that depression. There's
Oh,
that.
yeah.
There's that
Yeah.
like let up.
Yeah, the blues.
Sunday Scaries.
And we know that every actor has their ups and downs.
no, that's the same thing. Same
Does she
thing.
dry laugh like that this whole time?
Same thing.
Are you going to do this all
That's
during
my
May
Sunday
4th?
Scaries.
No, it's funny.
That's my Sunday scary.
I have a lung condition, I think. It's called I started smoking full-fat cigarettes when I was 12.
No, it's because you were
condition, I
double
think.
fisting while you were making out with a lesbian. It's probably Sandra Bernard. You're like, ah, 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 ah.
I love that she was a lesbian. I was just a girl.
I think I died.
You fucking idiot.
I think I died. I think I died.
What is in this?
Wait, who did Exorcist the musical?
Oh, talk about that.
we
It's
both
really
did.
good. She's
Okay, that's
so
next
good
on
in
the
it.
list,
Oh my
but-
God, she's so good in it. She's insane.
But for the actors that have that slump,
right,
the
the
ups and
slump.
downs, like
I
we all
don't know.
have.
Take Lexapro. Life is hard.
Take lorazepam.
Oh, that one's really good.
Popper,
no.
now it's a tsunami.
Poppers, no.
Poppers.
Trademark!
no.
Trademark! Trademark.
No, that's mine. That one's mine. Fuck you. That one's mine. Tell your dad I said I. That one's yours. Poppers no is mine.
Poppers, no.
Somebody better make that T-shirt right now.
Poppers no.
How funny is
Poppers,
that?
comma no.
And it's RFK Jr. going, dead. Hashtag dead. Hashtag dead mom. Poppers no.
Hashtag dead mom.
Hashtag not a famous dead mom.
Not a famous dead mom.
All the Kennedys are dead.
Full fat dead mom.
Holy shit. Is anyone still with us?
No, this is so great.
We lost everyone.
But just a moment of clarity. How do you get through those periods of
It's on
time?
the bottom of this. Mine's dirty. Okay, I'll just do this. Can they see me pour this? Is that all booze? What I just did?
Yeah, but there's the mix-up.
That's why I feel the way I feel. Oh.
But how do you get through those moments where you're just like, oh, I was on Broadway,
Cry.
this, and now I'm
Cry
on this
a lot.
position.
There is, there's moments where you're like, is this it? Did I peak? Is
Yeah.
this the last of, but
I thought you said, did I pee? Is this
I was
it?
like-
Did I pee?
did I
Was it a
peak?
marsh in Fire
Because
Island?
that's me every Wednesday.
I
I'm
Emma,
like, did I
no.
Emma, no.
No, you cry. Fucking cry.
Yeah,
it's
you
fine.
cry.
You
It's like-
cry,
it's
you
like
call a
a-
friend, you move on. It's like a game.
I will say, I think my goal with every contract personally is to do everything I possibly can with it, so that by the time I'm done, I'm done.
You're done.
I'm like, and there. It's rare that I feel that way because as like an
In Good
unfulfilled
Trouble,
actor,
they put you on that media circuit.
I mean, yeah, but
You were a
I
fan
could
favorite,
have, I
too.
could have done so much
she
longer.
so
Good
good?
Trouble was so
So
sad
good.
because we
Well,
we
that one
filmed,
her was hard.
We filmed an alternate ending that because we were supposed to come back for a sixth season,
Right.
and then the writer's strike happened. And I mean, I don't even know if I'm allowed to say this, but like my character found
We've
out.
had Bradley and Peter on.
Yeah, my character found out that she was pregnant at the end of the fifth season, and like that would have been really exciting for those
not a
two
spoiler
characters.
if it-
It's not a spoiler if it never
Yeah,
happened.
it never happened, yeah.
But it's it's bittersweet, and there
Yeah.
were things that that they were talking about. I think it's also an important topic of conversation to open up. If that baby were not to survive, how Davia and Dennis
Yeah.
went about making that decision.
Yeah,
There's
sure.
a lot of important hot topics.
Yeah.
That show
could
was
have been
important for so
broached.
many different reasons.
For many different,
Yeah.
especially because of the, unfortunate administration that we've entered into. Again, people forget that show entered the last time he was in office, and there was a reason
Yep.
why it felt so important and it felt so pertinent, and that we were saying things that needed to be said, and that I think was the biggest. My sadness was less for me losing a job and more for but who are people?
Their stories didn't get
who are people
finished
going to
And
hear
the younger
now?
generation was attached to that show. And we
Yeah.
know
Yeah.
our political
Yeah.
future is in our young generation.
It
Totally.
really is, and we had a lot of
And
important
they already
things to
feel
say.
hopeless. So, cutting them
Yeah.
off at the knees is not, a
not-
way to,
Yeah, and I think it's not like we were planning on being there for 20 seasons. We knew that
the
we were.
momentum
would
was
have been
there.
nice.
But it would have been
But
great.
the momentum was
But
there.
Yeah.
The
but-
excitement was
but,
there.
but we definitely had one or two left in us to tell some
Yep.
important things. And I think, given the current administration, who knows what would have happened with
Yeah.
the show if we hadn't gone into a strike.
But that's also
Unfortunately,
just,
we just got slammed by that
shittily
strike.
the way the business works.
That's
similar,
what it is.
Similar with the Guestbook. The only reason we
That was
didn't get a
such a fun
season
show.
3
The best.
is because
so fun.
TBS sold. Well, they got sold out to what became Max, HBO
Yeah,
Max,
yeah.
right? They got bought into a conglomerate, and they were like, we're done.
And
with this,
executives
we're-
don't know what decisions to make. They just
Right.
don't.
Right.
But so it's it's not about that's the thing too. You get so excited, you're like, oh my god, series regular, this is
Yeah.
it. It was crazy. I had One Mississippi and the Guestbook come out 2 weeks.
Yeah,
apart
I
from
remember
each other.
trying
Yeah.
to get you on my
Right?
show way back then.
It
You
was
were
like,
I
never, bitch.
Not like
I
that.
never
No.
did you that
But it was
dirty.
you were so busy, and I was like, well,
But
I
I
have
was
a
booked and
podcast.
blessed.
Yes.
I was booked and blessed. But then you think, but then it was Louis C.K. was an executive producer, and that didn't age well. And
No.
so the show kind of took its last turn.
And that sucks
then,
when an artist's work has to suffer because of one person.
But this is the thing. You're talking about being sad post certain things, but this is what I mean about coming back to a business and remembering and understanding that there are larger part decisions that are taking place all the time that have nothing to do with your talent,
100%.
your drive, your commitment.
Nothing at all.
It has nothing to do with any of that. It is a business. And when that happens, you can feel your feelings, but you fucking pack up and move on. I look at the greats. Look at all the greats that we all admire, right? That we talk about all the time. The Parker Posies, the Meryl Streeps, all of them, right? You can't be defined by your last thing. You move on and you pivot. Like this last year, 2 years has been big for me. I got big in the writing world, started writing scripts, sold scripts. I've moved into directing.
That's amazing. It's a whole different mindset.
I'm directing a film this weekend. I'm directing a Fringe show that Emma is actually starring in for the Fringe show this year that I'm directing.
What's the show?
Like, oh, this is a great.
What's the show?
Okay, so
Tell them about the show.
It's called Starlight Stage, and
It's on roller skates.
It's not. You wish it was.
If it were, I wouldn't be in
It's a
it.
beautiful
Black Box
story.
or Starlight Express?
No, you're not
Sorry, I'm
ready.
assuming-
You're not fucking ready.
No, okay.
It's a beautiful story about a mom who's in palliative care, who is passing and is visiting her daughter
I'm
through dreams to say
masochistic.
goodbye. And it all takes place in a dreamscape as they make their way through difficult conversations and say goodbye. And it's really beautiful and really strong. We're doing it at the Celebration Theater, the LGBTQ
I'm
I
gonna
used, to
be
be on
having-
their, I used to be on their board.
I'm going to be having a mental
Oh my
breakdown
God.
On their board for
on
4
stage
years.
every night. It's going to
So
be great.
she's playing my lead, and I'm making my directing debut.
Can I do
and-
props?
Yes. Oh my God!
Yes.
Please be involved. Oh my God!
No,
I
I want to be involved. We'll do
So yes, yes. We will tat about it, but I had to start pivoting in other ways and figuring other things out just to like build this empire.
But that's how talented people who have passion do. You have to pivot. Sometimes you're not going to be the star on stage, and you have to be okay with that.
Right.
Now, how are you going to be able to work on this piece? How are you going to be able to do this piece night after night?
Sometimes you go through shit to use it.
But I trust her and she trusts me.
Oh my
That's
God.
why she
Just
signed
hit the
up for
microphone.
it, though.
Just tried to make out with a microphone.
But when we first talked about this, I asked her. I sat her down. I go, "Are you ready? Are you okay?" And
Yeah,
she
we
was like,
talked
"If you're
one-on-one.
leading it, then I'll do it." And I was like, "Okay," and I'll be really gentle and careful with you.
like,
Or
I think
not.
there's-
We're going to like
Or
pummel
we're
through
fucking
this.
going
Or,
there.
Yeah.
but like,
you guys trust each other
that's
first.
the thing is we
Yeah.
trust that she knows that
I
if
just got the
I have
chills,
an
by the way.
emotional response to something, it's not coming from a place of being difficult. It's
Nope.
coming from a place of like, oh, I need 5 minutes.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I think that's what makes something like that better when you have such a well
so
of
exciting.
Yeah.
things to pull from to be like, this is actually a really painful thing for me to share because it's going to be effective.
Right.
And that's why it's going to be
But
hard. But
you're
we
gonna
have to
be
do it.
Beautiful.
You're going to
and
be beautiful.
brilliant
You're going to
and
be a great director.
It's gonna be good.
I can't
I'm
wait.
really excited. And how
I'm getting
lucky that I
nauseous
get
just
to
like
be
your
with you.
wedding pictures. It's like, we get it. You're best friends and you're famous.
Look,
okay.
her husband already knows.
My
it's
best
fine.
friend has to cover his shift at Arby's if we want to hang out. Okay, that's
Arby's?
Oh my God, I fucks with an Arby's.
fucks with an
No,
Arby's.
no,
I want
no.
a beef and
Fuck
cheddar
it.
with some horsey
I will
sauce
sit
and
on
some
the
curly
face of the
fries with a
cheese
jalapeno
sauce.
papa.
None of that.
Get
And now they've added
inside
fish to their
me.
menu.
I
Nope.
don't fuck with fish anywhere. Like
They added
It's next to
fish
your
their
Arby's.
menu?
Yes, they have.
I love me some
Well,
liquid meat.
Wow, they really.
Is that what you got divorced?
It's powder meat. It's
I did it. I went there. Hashtag.
listen,
Oh my God, we have
Listen.
4 minutes.
Was that okay?
yes.
Okay.
Oh, that was precious. That was really nice. You genuinely meant that. I could tell you were like.
He was like,
that
"Wait, did
okay?"
I
He
hurt
was
you?"
scared. He
Oh
was
my
like,
God,
"Was
you're
that
fine.
okay?"
No, I
Literally
really,
nothing
My
can-
heart
No,
is
he was
beating
genuine.
super
Oh my God, is it
Oh my
really?
God, no, nothing could offend me.
I knew what he meant.
It
I
is
knew what
so
he meant.
hard to offend me. It
was
is
like,
so hard to offend me.
I was just in the moment. I was like,
I
"Can I be one of
promise.
the cool girls?"
You
and then
were,
I was
you
like,
were,
then
and
I
you
felt like,
were,
"Oh my
and
God,
you
I'm not."
were.
I was like,
And then
I
we-
just do the yearbook.
Yeah, and then we shut up Heathered you. We were like, shut up, Heather.
We really did, and you're
My
like,
heart is beating.
You're like,
I was
okay.
"Oh my God, baby, you are perfect."
You're so perfect.
All right, so let's go back to some other stuff.
Hot topics.
So Emma, we know you made history as the youngest alphabet in the U.S. on national tour.
Did.
But I want to know, and we know Wicked is like the hottest thing. Number one,
No, that was my foot. Oh.
she's got a club foot, y'all.
I didn't.
Wait, do you really have a club foot?
Oh no!
Oh
but
my God!
We know someone who does.
No, I don't. I don't.
You'll see it at the Fringe Festival on stage nightly.
I got one hot pant leg.
Tap
Not a
twice.
famous club foot.
Twap twice. Twap. Wow.
Make fun of me for dry fucking laughing when you do it too.
Is this extra strong vodka?
It's not. It's not Neft vodka.
It's
But it should be. Remember, it's like tap twice if you need more morphine. It's gonna be with your club foot. Anyway, okay, that's such in poor taste. No,
Young little Elfie.
This is a serious question.
Don't look at you, but
no, I was doing it for real. I was serious.
okay.
But it is funny. The last time I talked to you, ladies, so much has happened with everything, and now all this emphasis on Wicked and the movie. And was it great? Like, do you guys love it?
What great?
Wicked?
Wicked, yeah.
I'm
Oh,
obsessed
I
with it.
loved
I
it.
thought Ariana killed it. I thought Cynthia killed it. I have been screaming from the rooftops for the last like 10 years since I did Wicked that like we need more Black Elphabas because it is the story of a woman feeling ostracized for the color of her skin. And the fact that we only hire white women.
Make it make sense.
Make it make sense. And I love that there is now, it seems to be a trend now that we are hiring Black Elphabas now because I think because of the movie.
Yeah.
And that could not make me happier.
I'm happy. So great.
I'm happy to be part of the canon. I mean, anyone who knows, like, anyone in that show is part of a sorority because it is a nightmare to get through. It is. Yeah. There's no beating around the bush.
Yeah, you're in the club.
It's part of the hardest shows. It's hard to sing. It's hard to do physically. It is hard mentally. It is.
I'm glad that you got a good movie.
I loved. My audience didn't sing. I got to see it privately a couple of times, which was great. And then I personally thought Ariana was like the best.
But who would have known?
I thought she was so good.
I knew.
Even some of the gays were like, and then it was like,
but she treated
never
it with
doubted
such gravitas and like
she respects.
We have to realize she comes from a musical theater.
She's wanted to, and like
she gets it.
And look,
she was incredible.
Not to sound biased, but like I've known her and her family for a long time, and like. She is not joking when she said she has always wanted to play this role. That girl has,
and she did right by it.
And she cares so much. Like that's why
she took her persona out, and she's like, "Let me approach this as an actor."
It also
and that's not to say Cynthia hasn't. It's just the dichotomy between Ariana's professional life.
We expected it from Cynthia. We were surprised by it from Ariana.
But I wasn't. I was just so happy that like people saw.
I loved the little nuances where I could tell that she was giving nods to Kristen, but still making it
doing her own.
I thought it was funny. I thought the choices were good. It was smart. It was
so smart.
So we love the movie.
Yeah.
But this question's about you.
Oh God.
You did it so young. Now we know we've been through so much life.
She was so good.
Yeah. The fandom is still crazy.
She started riffing before Jessica Voss made it famous. I mean, I'm not shitting on Jessica Voss. She's amazing. But like
Jessica Voss
Emma started,
no.
oh my God, you're
she
amazing.
Walks in with
and she is amazing. But like long before,
it's
started
making
riffing.
the role your own, which both of you have done, because both of you have played roles that have been done before, and you've made it your own. But I want to know, doing it so young, now going through so many life experiences, what element would you bring back to performing Elphaba again that you think that you maybe didn't understand the first time around?
Here's what I will say. I think I always had a good grasp on Elphaba because I was young when I did it. And that's what Elphaba is. She wants so badly to be understood and for everyone to understand that she's coming from a place of passion. It's not anger, it's excitement, it's passion. The one thing I would do differently is I would have stood up for myself a lot more on that tour. I was bullied a lot by, to be quite frank.
Can you please share?
By some of the management team, not the producers. The producers, Joe Mantello was wonderful. David Stone was wonderful. It was strictly the company that I was with on tour every day for 13 months. And I was told to lose weight several times, and then because I was 22 I did, and instead of them taking in my costume, they let me run around for 3 months with 18 extra inches of costume on me. I was berated and made like reduced to tears in a dress rehearsal after being told that I was one of their favorite Elphabas. Then they made me do the run-in at the top of the show for an hour and a half before our dance captain finally stood up and said, "Why are you making our lead cry in front of us?" And instead of the response being, "Hey, you're right, this is like, I'm sorry, this is too harsh," it was, "Well, I guess Emma can't handle it. Emma should go home because Emma can't stop crying." This was a year into my run. So I would have gone back and I would have advocated for myself a lot more. I would have said, you hired me at this weight, you're stuck with me at this weight, and if I happen to lose, congrats. I think I would have been a lot more vocal about when I needed to call out for self-preservation after a 9-show week. When they asked me, can you just get prednisone, my answer should have been no.
A steroid that makes you gain weight, by the way.
That fixes me today.
Yeah.
But aren't I here for the rest of the week? When I called in sick and they said, too bad you have to do the show because your standby doesn't want to come in, I would have said, too bad she's my standby. Yeah. There's a lot of stuff that I took myself for granted. on that tour, and I thought that I could just make everybody happy, and I would not change anything about my performance. I would have just told them to deal with the way that I was doing it, and if they didn't want me, they could hire someone else. Because there's another, I wasn't just the youngest, I was the longest contracted. No one else does a 13-month contract anymore because they tell everybody that they pushed me too hard. They've never told me that.
They knew the talent they had. They're like, we need this because
Right.
you would have gone off and
And
done.
because I was 21 and 22, they knew they could. And this is, again, not to do anything with the production. The production team, we were 12 years into Wicked at that point. They were like, you happy? You good? Great. Here's a check. I'm talking specifically about the company management team that traveled with me city to city every day. And I know it was a personal issue because it was the same company management that I had when I was 10 years old on tour with Les Mis. So it was a personal vendetta made to make my life. And they put me in the basement of every city because I was on stage the whole time and I didn't have to deal with the drums. So I had to then walk up after intermission in a 19-pound dress that was 3 inches too big to go upstairs to start Act 2. So that's what I would like. This is tea. But
Yeah,
like
it
this
is.
is
It's
this
tea,
is
but it's
what I
important
would.
tea. And this
I'm
is why we
actually
share
really
these
proud of
stories.
you for,
Thank you, Emma.
just knowing you and loving you the way that
mean,
I do. Like,
it's-
I know what it
Carly's known
means
this for
for you to
years.
just say this out loud.
It's hard. I mean, it's a hard pill to swallow, and a lot of people all the time
Fucking
ask
proud of
me,
you.
come back to Wicked. Why? I would love to see you do Wicked again. And a lot of things would have to be different from because I would probably do the same show. Because my show was great.
I love this on so many levels. You're telling the reality of what happens,
Yeah.
and you're telling other people to stick up for themselves.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
actors, we're tired of being
'Cause
taken
if-
advantage of.
Yeah.
If
And
I'm
sadly,
being real,
yours-
I felt
But
like
also
shit because
you,
I
you
let them.
trailblaze too.
But
didn't
sadly,
say-
your story is not singular
It's
or
not
unique.
singular. It's not new.
One of the reasons we bonded is because we have similar stories. I'm nowhere near ready to tell mine, but I have a very similar story. And it's so funny that
Drink up.
No, how dare you? I'm not actually. I had a conversation with my therapist today where it's not even that like I'm sitting on something crazy. I'm not
It's
at
not
a
your
point
time. Yep.
where I'm
Yeah.
ready to do it, but someday I will. Someday I will tell all the things about what it's like to be 19 years old, to be thrust and have an $11 million show on your shoulders, to be told by a bunch of people that you're family, and to be exposed to all of what the industry is in its darkest and most heightened of moments, and then to be promised all of the things only to have it completely be ripped away from you and then be fucking tossed aside like you're nothing. Like, it's a dark, dark place. And I'm not ready fully yet to like go there and name names because I don't know that it serves me at this point to do it. And that's no tea to you. Like, tell your fucking truth.
No, I'm not naming names. And he
Mine-
also knows that because I threatened to sue him if he kept talking about it.
Mine is just that like I worked so hard to get out of that to come to this where I can be and stand in my power that I don't know that I need to go back yet. Maybe when they die, I'll tell their story.
Everybody has their time, and it's so intimate. Emma, I can't even thank you for sharing that.
No, it's
Yeah.
just the truth.
No, I'm
I
glad
have
you
nothing
did.
to hide about
No,
it.
I'm glad
so
you did.
important. It's like actors, stand up for yourselves.
Yeah, please do.
And it's a
Please
great it's a
fucking
great
do.
show that's changed a lot of people's lives, but it doesn't any opportunity that comes along, you don't have to sacrifice your self-worth or going home and crying every
Yeah.
night that you're not thin enough at a size 6.
But it's so weird that we needed a
Yes.
blockbuster film, and everybody waited to see if the film was going to be a success.
I always
And
knew
then
it was going to be
it
great.
Do you
was.
know my personal
didn't
theory,
know it
though?
was gonna
Do you
be
know
a
my
success.
personal theory? I think if Kamala would have won, we would have critiqued it so much harder. I think we needed a win
That's an
after
interesting
Trump.
point.
Well,
That's it.
it's a
I've
little
never-
bit of a
I've
theory
never
that
thought
I
about
have.
that.
I think
that.
all of the cunty gays would have been a lot stronger.
But there's
in their
nothing to be
opinions.
country about with that
There's-
film.
yeah, it's
though.
I think they
Great.
would have
Except
came for
Adina
certain
and
things.
Chris, their cameos a little long. That's my only critique. And
No,
I'm like,
I don't think it felt
And
long. I
Jonathan-
just
Oh,
it
think
didn't
the
feel
song
long.
wasn't
It didn't feel
really
long.
That's,
The song
okay,
was
yeah,
weird.
That's it.
I think if the song was good, he
The
would have been
song
like,
was
not
better.
enough time. Give
Jonathan-
us more.
I do
and
think.
Jonathan Bailey, I love him. He
I
was
do
a
think-
little old. to be
Careful,
cool.
careful. Some of us have been aging. With some of us age.
Some of us haven't
No,
gotten
but he's
Botox
like-
in
He
3
still
months.
looks good. But I do
his voice,
think
I just love
I
him.
do think if we were in a time where we needed joy and hope and fucking championship of
It's
community,
a really good movie, though.
It is a great movie. I just think that it would have gotten ripped apart a little harder had
really
we
think?
not. I do. That's my personal.
I've never thought
That's
about
an
that.
interesting-
I think that's an
personal
interesting take.
Yeah.
Because I heard a lot of people who otherwise I thought what I would have heard opinions from be like,
Oh, I'm
"I
the
liked
biggest.
it."
I shred movie musicals to pieces. I'm like, oh. The only one that I shut up at was the Christmas Eve midnight viewing at Chicago and seeing
Oh, I
the
loved
first few
Chicago.
frames. No, I was speechless
Oh my
because it was
God,
so
it
good.
was
I was like,
such a perfect
got it
movie
right.
musical.
Yeah, it was
it was the
incredible.
the first and quite
Well, Rob
possibly
Marshall
the
was
last
insane.
because Wicked is as great as Wicked is.
Yeah.
Wicked still has some of its flaws.
Right.
yes.
But Chicago is
Chicago
is
was
a
insane.
perfect
It was
movie,
so good.
start to finish, perfect
Yep.
representation
frame,
of
I
a
was like-
musical that won't die.
Agreed.
It's perfect.
Agreed.
Yep.
Like
yep.
and zero interest in seeing that musical live again. Will watch that movie as a
Wait,
comfort movie
how
every
do I
other
feel
week.
that too? I never want to see Chicago live.
But
because
I
I'm
will
like,
put that
you
movie
switched.
on
It's so
all the
weird.
So
time.
you like musical
That is so
theater
weird.
fangirl switched. You're like, I'll watch the movie any day. But now that's how I feel about
Because
a
it
chorus
becomes-
line, the musical with Michael Douglas.
That's how I feel
love
about.
that
That's how I feel about the
movie.
I will never
documentary,
see a
though. Why
chorus
watch the
line,
movie
yeah.
if I
You
can
didn't
watch
like the Michael
documentary?
Douglas version? Don't talk about the documentary. We can't talk about the documentary. We can't talk about it.
Anyway, but so what Cynthia Erivo has done though has changed the climate even for the national tours, even for the Broadway
Everybody,
tours.
yeah.
Now audiences are like, Alphabet can be whatever.
Right.
Well, and
that's what
really,
happened. Can you
isn't that
imagine
what it
if
should
that was
be?
the
Because
climate?
it's like the
Yes.
same issue I had with people getting upset with The Little Mermaid. I'm like, she's a fucking mermaid.
It's a
This is-
fucking mermaid.
Alphaba is fucking
My issue
green.
was Disney, and don't do any more live action.
Alphaba is fucking green.
That's fair. But also,
Who cares?
the people
Who
getting mad
cares?
about the Little Mermaid being black.
But
I was
like, mermaids aren't real, just like Alphaba isn't real. So guess what? Anybody can fucking play her.
also, she sang the fuck out of that. Leave her alone.
She sang the
100%.
sang.
Oh.
My problem
boots
was
down
with
the
the other
house.
fish that looks so scary. I'm like,
Oh, the other fish. I
Were
have
they,
a
like,
personal fear of
CGI?
octopi.
Oh my God,
like,
here-
You
genuinely-
also
Don't say
used
this
the
out
no,
loud.
but she used the
That's
right.
what you don't want me to say.
She used
No,
the
but,
right
like,
noun. She used the right noun.
Thank
You're
you.
a smart bitch because people are like, I'm afraid of the octopus. Tell your dad I said
octopi.
hi. But
Technically, grammatically,
most-
it's
Octopi.
octopi and
It is.
octopuses. They're both correct.
who's
Isn't that-
octopus? I've
isn't
never
that-
heard octopus.
Isn't that
It's
uncomfy?
also
I went to a
rational
lesbian bar
fear.
once and I heard octopus.
Isn't that uncomfy?
Can't get on board with
All
this.
right, next hot topic, and this one's directed at you, Carly Jibson. Didn't finish high school. You're like, I'm going to head to New York. And you headed to New
slut.
York. Not even that, but like you did that. Number one, what did your family have to say?
Well, here's the thing. So
I'm going to pour some more, by the way.
I was and help me out too a little bit. You got the whole fucking handle over there. Oh, you gave me my own. But why is mine so small and you over there? Can you zoom in?
Because I
Can
wanted-
you zoom in on Alex's fucking handle over here?
They can only fit so much into a flask.
Neft vodka. CGI Neft vodka.
Oh, that close. Okay, wait, what am I talking about? Oh, well, okay. High school is kind of kicking my ass. I
Didn't feel like you belonged. Were you in musical
Well, I
theater?
was
Were you
going-
doing the Glee Club?
I
Like,
was
what
going to the
happening?
high school illegally because I lived on the wrong side of the tracks. No, you guys,
Wait,
this is a
why
true
is every story with you guys a new HBO
Every
show?
time she tells a story,
you
I find
know
out something
this.
new about her.
No, you know this.
I did not know that you were going there illegally.
Well,
I had no clue.
that's
and I
a,
do a
that's
lot
a
of
fun
research.
fact
they
you
have
left
school
out.
of choice, right? And I wasn't in the school district, so I was going to one school, and then my mom was like, "Oh, you can't go there," because I was getting in fights and shit.
Oh, you did tell me that.
I was getting in fights and shit, and so because I was like a tough bitch.
So you were
I-
Pepper Walker.
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
But then I wanted to go to performing arts high school because I was like, I want to do better with my life and stuff. And so I went to this high school, but they were like, "No, you're
I'm
white
scared of
trash.
her now.
You can't come
You should-
in."
When were you
But they like
not?
denied me because I was white trash, and I was like, "Psych, JK, watch me." And then so my mom signed over temporary custody to my aunt who lived into the district. She had to sign over like this is a whole thing. My alive brother will attest to this. He's the only alive person. Well, my dad's alive. It doesn't matter. So, anyways,
I was like, hello,
Mom
you have two
signed
brothers
over-
that are alive and one alive father.
oh, that's true. I do have the other one. He just got engaged.
Dr. Phil is
Shout
here
out
to finish
Tyler.
this
He's
episode.
not going to watch this. It doesn't matter. I think he hates me. It's fine. So
I'm sorry, Tony. I don't want your
Tyler.
last
His
hours
name's
to be like
Tyler.
this.
Who?
No.
Is it your last hours on Earth?
No.
Oh, I think you were saying like sorry, like I don't want your last
No, because
hours.
And this
we're
is
going
where he
overtime,
wants to
is what I'm
spend
saying.
Oh
it.
shit!
Oh,
is this like
shit.
Bill Maher overtime where it like goes into?
He's
Can
like,
we-
we're
can we,
never
Tony?
bringing you back again.
Can we?
Nobody wants to hear this story.
This is gold. Yeah.
All right, whatever. So anyways, I was going to the school legally. My mom signed over temporary custody. I was going to the school. Then there was like a whole thing where the parents were trying to like get me out of the school because I was taking all of the leads and they wanted their kids to get the leads if their kids aren't talented. That's not my fault. I didn't do that. I didn't make your kids shitty. You know what I mean? Like I didn't do that, but then they were mad.
Is this Kathy Griffin or Carly Jibson?
I didn't do it. So you made me drink vodka and the shit guy.
No, this
if
is
you would
great.
have told me this was Fetka the whole time, I would have been like, no.
It's not.
Anyways, it doesn't matter. It's Neft. So I was going to this school and then I got scouted. I got scouted out of my hometown. I don't know how to tell this story anymore. It's getting crazy.
Anyway, but
You
I
got scouted for Hairspray.
I got scouted by an agent. They moved me to New York.
No,
I
but-
do
but
Hairspray. What do you
here's-
want to know?
Here's the hot topic. Number one, that takes, for lack of a better word, balls to just do that. Going from Midwest to New York City,
Yeah.
huge culture shock. And then with all these producers telling you, oh, and then Tracy Turnblad, we know who Tracy Turnblad is supposed to be. And then you're with these major stars, and then we're going to shove you on the road. You did this at such a young age. If you were to have kids and they were to tell you, hey, I'm going to drop out of high school and I'm going to go to New York and do this, what would you say? That's the
Okay.
hot topic.
So I'm not going to have kids. I coat hanger the fuck out of those. But I teach kids voice. And
Oh, their parents are really going to love
No, well,
this.
I won't coat hanger them, but I teach them. And
It's a little late.
yeah, well, that's called late term abortion, which apparently they think we're all doing now. It's California, so they
You're
just think
feeding
we're
into
stabbing
the rumors.
So, anyways, but what I tell them is, look, I do have a young kid that I teach. She's 16 right now, and she's good. She's really good. She's out of Wisconsin. Gabby, if you're watching, God, I hope not.
you're not.
God, I hope you're not. But also, I know she probably will because she's a fan of yours.
Hi, Gabby.
And I love her. But Gabby, I'll tell you this.
Gabby, tell your husband I said hi.
Gabby's 16.
Gabby, tell your dad
Gabby
I said
is
hi.
filming this for her
Gabby,
TikTok
tell
right
your
now.
dad-
Tell your granddad I said hi. Oh, my God.
Gabby's
Did you
filming
see my
this for
face?
TikTok.
My heart's beating again. You guys are giving me a heart attack live on.
Well, at least we know it's still, you got one. Anyways, what I say to the kids is like, if I don't even remember.
No,
what
say the kids. Let's take a breath. Let's reconnect.
What I'm saying is, God, I don't know. I was so young. I wouldn't wish this on anyone.
But it
take
worked
the
for you,
right,
though.
It did for me because look at me. I'm
Because she's special. No, she's special. And
Ed.
Carly, no, she's special, a special star, and she is like able to handle something like that. So like nobody else would be able to handle that.
It's not a path I wish on anyone because I'm like, look, it worked out for me. Thank God it did. But if it hadn't, what would I do?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, had it, like, I dropped out of high school, told everyone that I was graduating early, threw a graduation party, took that money and moved to New York
God,
City.
you're such an actor. That's amazing.
But had it not, I only had $2,500. Now this was circa, I know, but this
that's
is how long
doable.
ago this
That's
was.
like first month's
I
rent
lived
and
for
a
6
security
months.
deposit
That's a lot
and a
for-
gym
I
membership.
lived
That's
for
a
6
lot.
months in New York on that.
Absolutely.
I fried rice, 6-inch sandwiches from Subway, and I shared a studio apartment with Leonard Sullivan. What's up, Leonard? But like, that's the only way you can do it. And then thank God I booked Hairspray, and I did. But it's not, that's the life. It's like saying this. It's like saying, would you wish the life of like the kids from Rent from Alphabet City to be like, oh, it turned out okay for some of them? Like, no. Like, that's not, like 3 of them. Most of them
Well, if
died.
you're in the movie, you're 50 years old. So, but you did the show off
did.
Broadway.
Bring it back to...
I did.
What do you think you would bring back to Maureen?
Ooh, Maureen, I would bring back extra swings.
Mo
'cause we had
ass.
we had one swing for
But you got
every-
Mo ass now, too.
No, I do have more ass. I actually think that I would be a better Maureen. I do think I was too young to do.
Tell us why.
Well,
Because, every young girl wants to play
Yeah,
Maureen.
That's
true.
So do you understand what this character
but Maureen
has
is
been through?
It's
Maureen
nuanced.
is arguably the worst character in Rent. She has, and this is
Moralistically,
something Michael Greif and I
Yeah.
talked about because
Yeah.
the reason I did Rent was right after the Next Normal tour. They were looking for a replacement for Anna Lee, and Michael Greif directed me in the Next Normal tour, and he also directed both Rent on Broadway and the Off-Broadway revival. And he was like, I want you to come in and do this. And I was like, Okay, cool, sick. I've always wanted to play Maureen. It's every young girl's dream. Yep. And then you get in there and he's talking about, he's like, so Maureen is actually morally awful, and she's the only person in this entire show who slept with every person on stage. And I went, that changes everything.
You were like,
for me.
twist. That's me.
That changes everything.
But or is she empowered and she doesn't need other people?
She doesn't, and like, but it also like, but then I think you have two options as an actor, right?
Yeah.
Do you go the dumb Maureen
Right.
route, who's like, I don't even realize that I'm like hurting everybody, or it's like, yeah, everybody fucks everybody
you turned
anyway.
in that Maureen voice that we all expect. By the way,
yeah.
That was funny.
Or do you do the like, yeah, you know what, baby, I'm gonna fuck everybody, and like this is
And like
take me or
take
leave
a fucking number.
Take me or leave me.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because you can, once you know that, you can see the divide between the
100%.
choices. There's only two Maureen's. There's the dumb.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry, baby. I cheated
I'm
on
just
you.
sexy
And then there's
and hot.
and then there's
Yeah.
like, I cheated on you.
Yeah, sorry.
And there's the Maureen that manipulates everybody to create this.
Correct.
Right.
This
community
orchestra.
sensation.
And once
That's
I-
not a dumb
Yeah.
person.
Right. And once I knew
Absolutely
that, I
not.
was like, oh, she's the one who's like, she fucked Benny to get the performance
Right.
space to then
We've
fuck
done worse.
Joanne
Is she a
to
slut
run
or
the
is she
performance
smart
space.
though? Because like,
100%.
let's talk about it.
Because let's talk
like,
about it. Because Maureen
she's
probably
trying to do
owns
things.
a Fortune 500 now.
Bet.
Like, she didn't marry the guy who owns it. She
Bet.
probably runs it.
And here's the thing, the queer community is under such fire right now. And so a lot of the queer community is like, I'm going to flaunt my sexuality. I'm going to talk about my sex, and I'm going to use it to empower myself.
Right.
And I think Maureen was like, yeah.
Yeah. I
I'm
think
smarter than you guys.
here's a hot take, though. I don't know
I
that
love that
Maureen is
choice.
necessarily queer. I think Maureen is attracted to whoever can help her
100%.
in the room.
Whoever gasses her up
Whoever
in the
gasses
moment,
her up and
yeah.
is like, oh, baby, I got
I
dreams
love this
for you.
interpretation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, and that's an interesting person too,
Yeah.
right? Because that's even more morally corrupt than the person who takes advantage. That's like, I know you're using me the same way I'm using you. That is
Right.
the
But
most
they get
morally
what they
bankrupt
want.
person.
Right.
Like, she's really, truly an awful person, and I love it.
It's hot,
I don't
though.
think she's an awful person. I'm like,
Like,
You're right. Well, but we don't have to put a stigma or a
I think she's an
judgment on
awful
it.
because
person
we're all
in-
different people.
right.
At some point,
in
we're all
comparison
different
to
people in our
Joanne,
lives.
I think it's horrible what she does to
But
Joanne.
Joanne is a
versus what-
hangers on.
That's true.
And why would you be
a
abused
rich
like that?
girl's. She's a Donnie girl. Like
Talking
ri-
about White Lotus season 3, why would you be
Oh.
abused over episode over and over and over, and then we're supposed to feel romantic towards you? No.
I would feel abused. I would get abused by Parker Posey.
I didn't
and
see
feel
it. Did you-
romantic towards her.
Her acting was abusing
Did
until
you
the
see
last
it?
few.
Are you watching White Lotus? Right. Like we don't know.
Tony doesn't even watch Drag
Tell them to
Race.
stop ignoring us. Like we're hot too. Why are you so hot? Just hiding behind
Oh my
the
God.
scenes.
Okay,
Just hot
okay,
as
okay.
fuck over there.
You guys have so many
I need a
important
close-up
like.
of
thoughts.
this.
Okay, so I have another hot topic, and then we're gonna end on this, Tony. Don't worry.
Okay.
You can
Sorry.
go home to your husband. You can go home to your husband, and we're gonna get
And we're gonna.
40 selfies. Oh look, my wedding dress again.
I have to
I'm
pee
jealous.
Okay. Okay.
after this.
Yep.
I'm just saying for the record because I have to pee so bad.
On the rockard.
The rock hard on the rocks hard.
On the rocks hard.
Shouldn't this be called on the rocks
Trademark.
hard? Not you screaming it first. Fuck you.
Trademark.
Fuck you.
No, for you. For you.
Oh, it's my trademark.
It's yours now.
Oh, I
Yeah.
don't believe you. I believe you screamed it so that in the court of law you can claim it. That's what I think.
So she gets so legal
There
when
you
she gets
go.
drunk.
I know.
Most people get drunk and they're like, she's like, I've hired a lawyer.
I've hired a lawyer in
It's
a
Johnny
court of law.
Cochran from
It
the
is
other side.
Johnny
trademark.
Cochran.
From the other.
But that's just funny.
You're a gay porn studio director is all you are. Like that's your
I'm a
next-
director
You know how
now.
you've shifted now writing? Now you're going to write.
You've gone from director to porn director, and I'm
and
here for
trademarking
it.
Okay,
apparently.
this is our
All right,
last
let's get
thing.
to it.
It's very funny asking.
Hot tropics.
Sponsored by Atlantis Cruises.
I love Atlantic City.
Oh my God. You know what? I have to be honest with our audience. We haven't had a episode this fun in a long time. The last few episodes, people are like, I don't drink, so we've had dry
Oh my
episodes.
God, no.
So
That's on the socks.
In the apocalypse?
Here's what I do.
Right.
Yep.
Oh
Anyway.
my God, fighting for your life over
Okay,
there in the
this
middle.
is the final hot topic. Both of you actresses succeed so well in these musical parodies. We're
Okay.
talking Edward Scissorhands.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, I have to tell you, I know there was a lot of attention on the other cast and all that, and I know it moved on.
Nah.
We're going to talk about that after.
Sure. Off camera.
After.
Carly, who are you looking at? She's giving her best
I-
side. She's
my
looking
best-
over to the
my
ghost.
best side.
Oh my God.
But your performance in Edward Scissorhands
Thank
was
you.
so amazing.
Thank you.
Don't look at me. She
No,
did
you
it.
saw it.
Oh, I came.
He's
so-
like kiss and then.
I did come in Van Nuys in her apartment.
It was such a powerful
rumors are
performance.
Talk about the
though.
performance. Talk
Yes.
about the.
And here's the thing: people expect going to a parody musical to be like a Naked Gun, like
Right.
fun slapstick,
true.
whatever. It's not that. It's not that.
It's true.
You're mixing in music such as classic rock,
Yep.
like "Tell Your Dad I Said Hi."
Tell your dad.
May 4th at 3 o'clock.
Hey.
That's why we're here. But thank you.
But what I'm saying is, like, there's a lot of investment in these kind of shows.
It's true.
And it's very real on a different level. And
Yeah.
Edward Scissorhands still, like,
It honestly was that was such a fun time in my life because it was, not to bring up the dead mom again, but that was, my mom saw me do that show twice, and then she passed before the third and fourth time we had done it. So my mom got to see me be a mom, which was really cool. And we dedicated to the show to her the third time we did it. And then it went on to London and it did whatever it did over there. But then to touch on like the fun aspect of parodies and that it's more than just like slapstick. One of my favorite things about Exorcistic is that people expect it to be a slapstick humor parody, and it's truly a love letter to the movie, and then things take on their own sort of sub story, which is great.
I wasn't able to see that show, which
We'll be
still-
back.
She was incredible.
We're going. I think we're planning a little stint in New York towards the end of the
Yes.
year. So keep your ears peeled.
Let's
Ears
go.
and eyes and gaze peeled.
Let's go.
Keep it all peeled. We'll do it. We'll go together. You want to fly with me? I don't fly well.
I'm pretty sure we're going to be flying
Then I'm the
Carly out
perfect.
for a week and paying her.
Are
to-
you?
to
Are
do
you?
it,
Oh.
so yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
Then I'll fly. I'll
You
fly
think
with
so?
Garrett.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh.
Anyway, the question is, doing movie musical parodies, is Broadway done with doing... We've had Death Becomes Her. Is it fun? Yes. Is it great? Devil Wears Prada. Is it fun?
You
yes.
can
Is
ask
it great?
me I tap out of this.
Okay, if you guys don't want to...
She is. I'm more, I think, in tune and tapped in with the Broadway community than I think Carly is.
We also had Pretty Women, Mrs. Doubtfire.
There's been a lot. I mean, even going back to Legally Blonde, like think about when we had Catch Me If You Can. Think
And
about
Mean
how
Girls.
many original musicals have we had in the last 15 years? And as soon as we get them, we shun them, we shit on them, we say that Lempicka was an original musical.
Yeah.
What a beautiful musical.
Beautiful. Matt Gould
good.
is one of my favorite fucking composers on the planet. I did Witness Uganda with him. He is a brilliant musician, brilliant writer and lyricist and songwriter, like just joy to work with, biggest heart on the planet. That was an original show. Yeah. And we've been screaming, we want original stuff, but do we? We were given something original and then we absolutely shit on it, or we don't go and support it, or we're quick to demonize and be like, this isn't historically accurate. Just go fucking watch the show.
And
Listen
Redwood,
to the music.
And Redwood now
Redwood.
is getting torn apart, so they bring in Kristen Chenoweth to do Wicked song on stage.
Right. And it's like, can we just like let something live and find itself and like be supportive of it and not maybe like
Can I ask a
celebrate it
question?
10 years later in musical theater canon when it's closed?
And here's the thing, like, you know, and I say new piece Hamilton because I'm such a classic musical theater. I wouldn't have invested $10 in Hamilton because I'm like, are you crazy? It created a whole sensation. And that was a new musical. So how does that survive? And these new musicals are not surviving.
Yeah.
But I mean, to argue that point, it was a new musical that was piggybacking off the success of Lin-Manuel, who'd had a couple of hits under his belt and had been working with people that he'd been working with Disney at that point. Like, it is sort of a short bet in terms of like, there's like anytime people ask me about new projects, I'm like, I could name 5 shows right off the top of my head that should have gone to Broadway 10 years ago that will never.
Can I go pee?
Yes.
I know we're over.
I think
but
we're gonna
I'm
wrap.
Going to Actually, going to pee my pants.
Okay.
Wait, finish your point.
Okay, hurry up. Tony has to go home.
I'm going. I just pick up the pee.
Does she know where the bathroom is? I don't. Garrett's probably there. I'm like, I have.
No.
Here's your Depends.
No.
So here's the flip side, though. Also, movie musicals. We love Wicked. Everybody loves Wicked. Everybody loves Wicked.
Everybody loves
People that are not in a musical theater love Wicked. It has set the bar so high.
Oh, yeah.
So 2 weeks after, Jennifer Lopez released her version of Kiss of the Spider-Woman in some of the film festivals, got really well, and they said it's her best performance.
Like rave reviews.
Nobody's seen it. It's because Wicked set their budget and all this. Her budget for Kiss, and we know Kiss for the Spider-Woman is in a prison. It's not going to be the same level. It's not going to be
There's
the
not
same
a whole lot of
production.
differentiation between sets.
They barely found a distributor, and now it's going to be distributed with like marketing. Kiss of the Spider-Woman is a good musical.
Well, this is also, I mean, I think this is a bigger
You're kind of young for that musical, though, too.
I love all musicals.
How old were you? Did you see it?
No, I didn't see it. No, I went to the Lincoln Center Library and watched it because I'm that kind of nerd.
Which version did you see?
The revival.
Okay.
Sorry. That's what I had available.
I have a funny story, and I'll just do it real fast.
Okay.
So, young musical theater gay, Kiss of the Spider-Woman, Cheetah Rivera back on stage.
Right.
Amazing.
Right. Oh my God,
And-
I've got to stop hitting this microphone like
and
it's the
dancing-
ass of a dancer in a strip club.
There's no butt in action. But like Cheetah Rivera on stage, and for me as a young gay kid, like, wow, this veteran, she nailed that.
Yeah.
Amazing. So I was in the elevator to go see Cheetah Rivera, and my mom, who worked 3 jobs to do anything fancy. I thought Sizzler and TGI Fridays was fancy.
Same.
She bought us orchestra seat tickets to see Cheetah Rivera and Kiss with the Spider-Woman. We're in the elevator. My mom was like, she keeps needling me, and she's like,
That's her.
Rita Moreno was in the elevator right next.
Shut.
My mom and I had just listened to Forbidden Broadway. Cheetah Rivera's not Rita. Rita Moreno is not Cheetah.
Shut
And so my
up.
mom was like, she's trying to get the movie. And I started laughing. I was a little kid.
Oh my God, but you
But
got
Rita
it.
Moreno was there. Her skin was beautiful. And then we went to see Cheetah and Kiss the Spider-Woman. My eyes were like,
Dying.
can that translate to a movie?
No.
But is it because Wicked set the bar so high?
I don't think so. I just think some movies don't translate that well. And I think it also depends on who's behind it, right? Like when I saw Crazy Rich Asians, I went, that's a musical. Like not
And it
I
is
don't
being developed.
but
to a
but
musical.
like but I wasn't even meaning like in terms of that should be a musical, just the way it was shot. It was so grand. It was so
And the themes are very...
Yes,
yeah.
it was so presentational. I was like, that is a musical. So
And they
when
gave-
John Chu directed it, like
Yeah.
John Chu directed the pilot episode of Good Trouble. Like
What?
yes.
What?
John Chu directed the first episode of Good Trouble. That's why the shooting
Tony,
concept.
you're going to spend the night here.
Sorry,
Are
that's.
you kidding?
I'm not joking. That's why the concept is
No.
so complicated. Like it is literally
He
because
knows how to
John
storytell.
Chu set up all of those weird shots where like it's like a handheld camera that's like another person sitting at the table. That's all John Chu. He's
My-
an
my
executive
mouth is
producer.
on
He's
the
an
floor.
executive producer on Good Trouble.
My mouth is on the floor.
Yes, and it's all full circle.
How did I know you'd still be at it? Oh my God, I feel so much better. Can we talk about? No, this is real talk.
No, girl.
This is real talk.
No
more.
I had to pee so bad that like I had to hunch over on my way
Okay,
to the bathroom. That's how bad I had to pee.
Oh, when it cripples you, I hate it.
Fuck.
Doubled over.
Does that mean something's wrong with me? No, we have like medical
Not
anxiety
the
where I
medical
have to check
anxiety.
in with her.
This is the final thing because Tony has to go. But
Yes.
we were talking about, Wicked has set the bar so high
Were you
for
telling
movie
real tea
musicals.
while I was gone?
We still need movie musicals for a younger generation for that.
Yeah, but let's do original musicals. Let's.
Let's do Next to Normal as a musical movie.
No,
Oh,
I mean original
that was actually one of my
musical.
questions.
And have Toni Collette play Diana.
No.
Trademark!
Trademark.
That is
You
brilliant.
just scream it,
Yeah.
and then what happens if you yell trademark? Then Toni Collette owes you money if she does it.
I just
If she
want
wants-
to be invited to the premiere.
No, I hung out with Nia. She was on the show. We
I
talked
love
about
her.
our reboot of doing Connie and Carla. And she said Tony wouldn't do it. Anyway.
I've been talking about doing a parody musical of Connie
Was
and
she
Carla.
like, we should do Get Them to the Greek
Can I be
Four,
Peaches
or
Cream?
What was that
Yeah.
movie?
I just spit. Did you see
What
how
was
much
the
I
Greek
spit?
movie? The
Can I be
Grease
Peaches
movie?
Cream, but we make him
Yes,
Latino?
My big
absolutely.
My
Hey,
big fat
you just
cinema
signed on.
face.
Anyway, let's do this. So the thing is, So right after Wicked came out, Jennifer Lopez apparently filmed this amazing with Diego.
From Rock of Ages?
No. From Mama Y2 También.
Yes. No. That's not his name.
No, it's not Diego. It's he was in Andor. Oh my God. Anyway,
I know who you're talking about.
yeah,
We'll fix it. In
a
post.
famous actor.
We won't.
But they put together a beautiful film, and when they presented it at some of the film festivals, they said it was J-Lo's best work. It's Kiss with
Right.
the Spider-Woman.
Right.
But because Wicked came out, all of a sudden, all the distributors pulled out because it's not a big, glitzy CGI. It's in a prison. Is that going to change the future of movie musicals?
I don't know. I don't have all the money. That's who decides.
You just look like a leprechaun who wouldn't give me my gold.
I don't know.
It's like you reached the end of the rainbow and you wanted all the answers, and I was like, I don't fucking know. I don't have.
Someone
any
already
of
took the
money.
gold. I don't know.
Like I don't know. Like I don't.
But
I
it's
don't
like,
think
it was
I
so
don't
great. It
think it's
brought
gonna-
generations back into musicals.
I think people just need to get creative, which is the big problem with theater is no one wants to get creative anymore.
But we also have musicals coming out like Merrily We Roll Along is going to come out. We know.
I love
In
a live
some years.
recording. I think it
The
needs to
last
be more
5 years is
accessible
gonna
to
come
theater,
out. Yeah.
like to people. And
But people are going to expect Wicked, no?
well, then they're stupid.
How do we leave it on a high note?
Let's leave it on hashtag. They're stupid. Can you give us a little sample of one duet that you guys are doing together?
Oh
No.
Now,
But-
an hour and a half in, absolutely
No.
not.
But we can tell you this.
What's your favorite song that you're gonna sing?
Yeah. That's
Mine?
Yeah.
That's great. And where's your podcast?
I'm actually really
serious.
excited. I'm actually really excited about our opening song.
I am too.
Just because it's Tom Petty, American Girl. And when I think of that and I think about that intro, I think about my mom. It makes me think of both Los Angeles and my mom. It makes me think of Ventura. It makes me think of like just palm trees and sunsets. And that's why I came out here and like the whole vibe. And it just puts me in such a mood. And I just get excited thinking about all the things we haven't done yet, you and me. I get excited about that because I love you so much.
I love you too. I'm excited to sing Barracuda because I love when Carly
We
Jibson
are
screams in
closing-
my
No,
you're not
face.
doing
We are
Barracuda.
Of
closing
course
with
we are.
Barracuda.
We're closing with Barracuda.
Gay, straight. You're going to be wet by the end of this. Are you kidding me? Wow.
And on that note,
Yeah. So this is my final question. Where do you want the band to go from here?
your living room.
On your mom's face. It doesn't matter. It's
No, it does matter.
The whole
It
reason
does
we want to
matter.
do this is because we love, like, this is a talent that we were both born with and that
Yeah.
we were given and that we love to share with people, but it's sort of gotten misconstrued under contracts and rules and limitations, and we really just want to perform in spaces that people want to have us. We want to do parties. We want to do venues.
we want to
just-
do this shit on our own terms.
We're not
That's
trying
where
to
we
be.
are.
We're not trying to be rock stars and
No.
get
But
like
why not?
But
but
if
we're not trying to be recording artists.
we're not trying to be recorded, like we're not
we
trying
are
to
trying
record.
to be rock stars. We're not trying
We're
to
not
be
trying to be
recording
We're not
artists.
trying to record songs that people have already done and reinvent the wheel here. We're just trying to get acknowledgement for the talent that we have and want people to invite us into their lives
Yep.
to party with them for a bit.
That's it.
Final question. Sorry, Tony. Tony has
Tony's
to go
like,
home.
Tony's like,
That's
I'm
it.
married.
Sorry
I know
so many
two of
times.
you
No, he
don't
has
know
to
what that
go home.
feels
It's
like.
Tony,
It's
can
like
I have visual of the
citizenship.
husband? I just want, like, a little visual
Final
of the
question.
husband.
Can I come over for
What's
a
a
hot?
husband like?
Hello.
Sorry, no, mind your business.
That was me.
I made the joke about, and then I got upset, and you just made that joke, so I don't feel so bad about mine anymore.
You shouldn't. What were you doing?
I met him, and I was like, what? Anyway, final question. It's true. You remember?
I know.
There was no what, and we'll talk about this later. We're gonna go to the smokehouse and have another martini
Oh my
and the
God,
garlic
we
bread.
should.
Okay, here's real fast.
Go,
Tony,
go.
don't
Everything's
you-
fine. Don't
No, I just
panic.
love. My final question is: can I come over sometime in slippers and a robe and watch a movie with you guys?
Will
Oh
you
my God,
wear?
Can it be Drop Dead Gorgeous?
Yes, let's do Drop Dead Gorgeous. And
I
also,
watched it for my first time last week, and I was like,
What?
You don't like it?
it's okay. My friend Minnie Sterling is in it.
It is one of my favorite movies of all time. Mom always makes that face whenever she sees a tilt-a-whirl or a fat lady in a tube top.
That I can't do.
Do the musical. Okay.
If you're gonna wear slippers, then you need to wear
Can
slippers
we watch
that say.
Jawbreaker?
I do love
Fine.
Jawbreaker.
Fine.
Are you who? Are you? Okay. Anyway.
Is anyone even still with us,
Oh,
Tony?
yes. Carly, where can people find and follow you?
Where can they find me? Any street corner in Hollywood.
No, that's true. That's not true.
It is true. It is true, Tony.
What's your website?
Tony
What's
knows.
your
It's everything Carly Jibson with a J, you fucking sluts. Well, because some
So
people are like,
classy.
do you mean G? Well, I never
It's a
claimed
wonder
to be
you're not in Sondheim's old press.
not one of these days.
But you could do Mrs. Lovett, 100%.
Everyone could
Oh my
do
God.
Mrs. Lovett. I'm going to play Mrs. Love Tits. Get out of here. Fuck off.
God.
Who cares? We'll be right back
Emma.
with Who Gives a Shit.
I'm going to be sued by the Tony Awards. What? Emma.
I didn't
My
say
name's
anything
Emma.
bad.
Is it right now? It's not.
Where can people find you? Your social media is very specific. You
Is
don't share
it?
a lot. Yeah.
I don't. You know why?
I
Because
went to find like a public picture and you're like,
I got dumped a lot, so I deleted a lot of memories.
I can't believe people would dump you.
I know, right? I'm
don't
so
start,
hot,
Tony.
and so funny.
But she is.
I know.
No, she is.
No,
so
I
hot.
did. I had to delete a lot of memories. But I at Emma Hunton
You're
on
the
everything.
eternal
Unless it's
sunshine
TikTok,
of the
then it's
spotlight's
real
fine.
Emma Hunton because there was another one, and I had to make sure they knew I was the real one.
This might be. Broadway World is all over this. I can't wait to report
Oh,
this.
God. I'll see you on the never fucking ever. I'll see you the 21st of Nebuary on those fucking
Okay. on
Reddit
this-
chat worlds. Fuck you and fuck you and all the shit you said about
No,
me.
we're gonna do this. We're gonna do
Carly.
this.
All
Carly.
this
And clip.
bullshit you talked when I was a
Stop.
child. Fuck you.
Okay, and stop. And then, well, that's all, folks. It's always a grab bag of fun every week here on The Rocks. You never know what you're going to hear. Big thank you to our engineer and station owner, Tony Sweet. If you want to do a podcast, do it at UBN Go Studios. Please like, share, subscribe.
Go for it.
So we can continue bringing this fabulous program coming your way for free. Until next time, stay happy, stay healthy, stay sexy. And if you drink, unless you're Carly, stay sexy.
This has been another episode of On the Rocks. Tweet me and slide into my DMs on Twitter and Instagram at On the Rocks On Air. Find everything On the Rocks for free at OnTheRocksRadioshow.com. Subscribe, like, review, and share. Until next week, stay fabulous.